metric system, and last, measurement and unit of measure. Let's begin our discussion. So we have now the whole numbers, decimals, fractions, and integers. Okay, whole numbers. This is part of the number system in which it includes all the positive integers from 0 to infinity. So set of whole numbers, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So this is just the intersection of 0 and the counting numbers or the natural numbers, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. We also need to review here the place value. Okay. The ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, and billions, and so on. Okay. Remember that begin here at ones, beginning to right, the ones followed by the tens, hundreds, thousands, and the 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, and you add another number here. The place value of that number will be 100 millions, and another one will be billions, so on. Okay, next, that's all for whole numbers. For fraction, our all-time favorite, okay, many students, even adults, struggle with understanding and working with fractions, right? But this is one of the important skills or concept that we should know. This is just a ratio or a quotient of two numbers. Okay, we have the numerator and denominator. They're separated by the vinculum. This is called the vinculum or the fraction bar. So for the numerator, it is above the vinculum or the fraction bar, while the denominator is below the fraction bar. For example, we have 1/2, 3/5, 10/7, and 11/11. We also have different kinds of fraction. First one, we have proper fractions. For example, we have 3/7, 6/21, and in proper fractions, the numerator is always less than the denominator. So here, 3 is less than 7. 6 is also less than 21. Next, for the improper fractions, the opposite of proper fractions, we have examples here, 4/3 or 4/3, and 12/5 or 12/5. In this fraction, the denominator, the numerator is greater than the denominator. So 4 is greater than 3, and 12 is greater than 5. And improper fractions can be converted to mixed number. Okay, so for this, 4/3 can also be expressed as 1 and 1/3, and 12/5 be expressed as 2 and 2/5. And in mixed number, we have the whole number part and the fractional part. For 1 and 1/3, the full number part is 1, and the fraction part is 1/3. Okay, now, how do we convert improper to mixed number and vice versa? So for 12/5, we'll convert this into mixed number, which is 2 and 2/5. So to convert that, all you have to do is to, in the simple division, you just divide the numerator by the denominator. So that is 12 divided by 5. Okay. Just divide this, 12 divided by 5. That is 2. Then our process of division, 2 times 5, that is 10. Subtract, you have 2. And how do we write that in mixed number? Our whole number part would be the quotient, which is 2. Then the fractional part would be the ratio of the remainder and the divisor. We have 2/5. So 12/5 is equal to 2 and 2/5. Now the vice versa. Converting mixed number to improper fractions. Okay, it's just addition, subtraction. So just multiply 5 by 2, or the denominator by the whole number part. This 5 times 2, 10. Then add the numerator, 2. So you have 12. And then just copy the denominator. So 2 and 2 fifths is equal to, excuse me, 12 over 5. So, kasi in some calculators, hindi kasi siya nag-arrive talaga sa mixed number, no? So you have to be familiar with this. Kasi dun sa calculator, decimal na. So what if yung choices ay naka-mixed number? So it's important na you know how to convert from mixed to improper and from improper to mixed. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Okay, next, the addition and subtraction of fractions. For example, we have 4/5 plus 1/5. So if the given fractions are similar or like fractions, meaning they have the same denominator, all you have to do is to add the two numerators. 4 plus 1, you have 5, and then just copy the denominator. So 5. Then just divide, and it can be simplified, just simplify. So 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. Another, we have addition of similar fraction or unlike fractions. Okay, the first thing you need to do here is to get the least common denominator. So the number that can be divided by both 8 and 4. So the least number that can be divided by 8 and 4 at the same time. So here, the LCD or the least common denominator is 8. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. Next, 4 naman. So 8 divided by 4 is 2 times 1 is 2. Just proceed addition. You have 5 plus 2, 7. Then just copy the LCD. You have 8. So 7 over 8. Next, we have the addition of mixed numbers. Here, you can just add the whole number part. So in this case, we have 4 plus 3. And for the fraction part, or the fractional part, just do the same. It's unlike fraction. So if the LCD, or the least common denominator of the two given fractions, is just their product, you can do the butterfly method. Just multiply this cross multiplication. 1 times 7. So we have 1 times 7. So you have 7 here. Then just multiply this. 5 times 2, you have 10. Then add. You have 17 over 35. Then just add the whole number. So 7 and 17 over 35. And then the same rule applies to subtraction. So all you have to do is to subtract the numbers, the numerator. So we have here 4 minus 1 is 3 over 5 for the unlike fractions. So you have 8. Or instead of addition, you'll just have to subtract the numbers in the numerator. So in this case, we have 5 minus 2 is 3 over 8. Next, we have the multiplication of fractions. So here, all you have to is to multiply the numerator by the numerator of the other fractions and the denominator by the denominator of the other fraction. So you have here 9 times 20 is 180. Then 4 times 3, you have 12. And since 180 is divisible by 12, it can be simplified. So the answer is 15. But if the number of it, or if the two fractions involves a larger number, can do the cross cancellation to make the computation easier. Since 9, the cross cancellation, you have it cross. You have the 9 and 3. So since 9 and 3 are both divisible by 3, you can divide these numbers by 3. So you have 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. And for 4 and 20, both of them are divisible by 4. But 20 divided by 4 is 5, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So just simply multiply these two numbers. You have 3 times 5 is 15 over 1 times 1, just 1. So 15 divided by 1 equals 15. Another way of doing this, that if you see that like this, 9 is divisible by 3. So since we just multiply the numerator by the numerator and denominator by the denominator, you can exchange the position of the denominator like this. Just divide this. You can see here that change the position of 3 and 4 here. So you have 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So 3 times 5, 15. So we are at same answer. Now for the division, it's just multiplication with a twist. Because in division of fractions, we just have to get the reciprocal of the divisor, then proceed to multiplication. So 16 over 27 divided by 8 over 36 is equal to 16 over 27 times the reciprocal of 8 over 36 is 36 over 8. To get the reciprocal, just exchange the position of numerator and denominator. Again, let us have the cross cancellation. Yes, 16 and 8 are both divisible by 8. So 16 divided by 8 is 2, and 8 divided by 1 is 8 divided by 8 is 1. And for 27 and 36, they are both divisible by 9. So 36 divided by 9 is 4, and 27 divided by 9 is 3. Just simply multiply the numbers. You have 2 times 4 is 8, then 3 times 1 is 3. And you can also express this if the instruction told you to do so, to convert this into mixed number. So you have 2 and 2/3. Okay. Have here sample problem. Okay, in budgeting their income, Mr. and Mrs. Gross allows 1/6 for rent, 1/2 for food, and the rest for savings. Question is, what fractional part do they provide for savings? Okay, how do we solve this problem? Okay, anyone? Okay, wants to answer this question? I just give the process. What do we do here? It's the first thing we need to do here. You can also use the chat box. Share your answers. Okay, I guess medyo nahihiya pa sila mag-participate. Okay, for this question, so since you're asked to solve for the fractional part, Mr. and Mrs. Cruz provide for savings, just get the sum of this, 1/6 and 1/2, then subtract it from the whole part, which is equal to 1. So we have here 1 minus the sum of 1/6 and 1/2. Oh, just add to get the LCD again. LCD is 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 1. You have 1. And 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 1 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then just subtract. To make the computation easier, you can express 1 as 6 over 6. So you have like fractions. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Then 6, just copy the denominator. So 2 over 6. This can be simplified. So these numbers are both divisible by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we have 1/3. So this is the fractional part they provide for savings. Next, we have the decimal. This is a number whose whole number part and the fractional part is separated by a decimal point. We have 1.25, 5.013, 6.79. Or you can just read this as 1 and 25 hundredths, 5 and 13 thousandths, and 6 and 79 hundredths. Okay, let us recall the place value of decimals. Okay, we have here the whole number part, 3, and this is the fractional part expressed in decimal. So we remember that we will begin here in tenths, not in ones. Tenths followed by hundreds, thousands, the same with the whole number. Place value of whole numbers. All you have to do is to add the th. No, th. So we have tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, so on. Reminder ha, we begin with tenths pag sa decimal. Example. A woman bought 8.5 yards of dress materials for 255 pesos per yard and 5.5 yards of ribbons at 42 pesos and 50 centavos per yard. What is the total amount that she paid? Okay, to answer this problem, just multiply the number of yards by the amount per yard. Then same with the ribbons. And just add the results or the sum. We have 8.5 times 255 pesos. So you have 2,167 pesos and 50 centavos. And for the ribbon, you have 5.5 times 42 pesos and 50 centavos. So just multiply again. So you have 233 pesos and 75 centavos. Just add. So you have 2,401 and 25 centavos. So this is the total amount the woman paid. Next, you have the integers. These are numbers which can be positive, negative, or zero, but cannot be a fraction. Samples, we have 2, 80, negative 5, negative 9. Let us also recall the addition and subtraction of integers. Although you can also use calculators here, but it's also important for you to know or to recall the rules of addition and subtraction of integers. So you can easily identify whether your answer is correct or wrong. Okay, you have the same signs. If the two given integers the same sign, just add their absolute values or just simply add the numbers and then keep the common sign. Because we have here 5 plus 7, so they are both positive. So just add the two numbers. So just copy the common sign, which is a positive sign. So pag positive, diba, we no longer write the positive sign. So 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. For negative, so both of these numbers are negative. So our answer is also negative. Negative 5 plus negative 7 is negative 12. What if they have different signs? So instead of adding the two numbers, or we subtract the absolute values of the numbers and then take the sign of the greater absolute value. So for negative 5 plus 7, we'll subtract. So you have 2. Since 7 is the greater absolute value, our answer should be positive. And for the other example, you have 5 plus negative 7. Again, subtract since they have different signs. But in this case, the sign of the number with greater absolute value is negative. So our answer is negative 2. Okay, for subtraction, so we just add the opposite and follow the addition rule or rules. For negative 5 minus negative 7, it's going to be also written like this. Same with this. You have negative 5 plus negative 7 is negative 12. And if you counter this type of expression or equation, so you just need to distribute the negative sign. No? So you have 5 negative times negative is positive. So you have 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. Okay, next. Okay, it's for multiplication and division of integers is much easier compared to addition and subtraction. For multiplication, just if the given numbers have the same sign, the answer or the quotient, the product is positive, different sign, negative. So for like signs, we have both positive 5 times 7. So both positive, so we have positive 35. And negative 5 times negative 7. Same sign again. So the answer is 35. Like signs, positive. And for unlike, okay, the same rule applies to division. So 35 divided by 7 is 5. And negative 35 divided by negative 7 is also 5. For unlike signs, again, different, negative. So negative 5 times 7 is negative 35. Same. For 5 times negative 7 is also negative 35. And for division, negative 35 divided by 7 is negative 5. Also 35 divided by negative 7 is also negative 5. So basta yun, should remember, like signs, positive, unlike signs, negative. Let's also have the power of an integer. We have negative 2 raised to 3. And we will discuss also the law exponents this afternoon. Negative 2 raised to 4 is equal to 16. And we have the same expression without the parentheses. Now see the difference. Okay, remember that if a number or if a number or if a negative number is raised to an odd non-negative integer, the answer is always negative. And if a negative number is raised to a positive non-negative integer, the answer is always positive. Again, odd, if it is negative, odd number, negative. Negative, even, positive. Now, let us have the difference between this and this. So if you have the parenthesis here, meaning the negative sign is included in the multiplication, diba? This is just negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. That is positive 16. And in this case, since negative, or we have no parentheses here, and negative 2 raised to 4, automatic, your answer here is negative. Since we will not raise the negative sign to the given exponent. O automatic negative na agad yan. No? So negative, then 2 raised to 4, 16. So same with this, although same rin lang siya ng answer with parenthesis since nga the exponent is an odd number. So you have negative 2 cubed is equal to negative 8 also. But the case of even exponents, it's important na consider the parenthesis, no? If walang parenthesis, automatic negative. And if there is an even number yung exponent, the answer is positive. Okay. Let's answer this. What is the value of negative 7 raised to 0? Okay, you can type in, maikli lang yung answer dito. You can type in your answers. How can I view po the chat box? Okay, wait. Okay, you can type in your answers. Or you can just raise your hand and then open your microphone and answer. Kayong matakot. What do you think is the answer for this expression? What is the value of negative 7 raised to 0? Wait. Nahihiya yung mga participants natin. Okay, for this problem, so we know that our answer is negative. So since we have no parentheses here, okay, someone answer 1, negative 1. Yes, the answer is negative 1. So thank you for your participation. Okay, why negative? So because we have no parentheses here. And remember that any number raised to 0 is always equal to 1. Okay, wait. Oh, what's happening? Okay. So -7. So we have your negative sign. We do not have parentheses. So automatic negative. So we will just raise 7, 0. And kapag may parentheses yan, the answer is +1. No? Kasi -7 raised to 0 is also +1. But since there's no parentheses, the answer is -1. I hope alam niyo na yung difference. Next, another example. Simplify 3 raised to -1 times 3 squared times 3 raised to 0. What do you think is the answer here? Right. Okay, I give you time to think. Again, simplify 3 raised to -1 times 3 squared times 3 raised to 0. Mm-hmm. Oops. Okay, let us answer this. Yes, the answer is 3. Right. Oh, you can just add the exponents since they have the same base. Again, we will also discuss the law exponents this afternoon. We'll just add the exponents. So -1 plus 2, then plus 0 is 1. So you have 3 raised to 1 is 3. You can do this kapag medyo madami na yung numbers. If they have the same base, no? Kasi since lahat 3 dito, just you can add the exponents and proceed to simplifying. No? Okay. We also have the series of operations, the PEMDAS rule. We begin with the parentheses and grouping symbols. Next, the exponents, or we evaluate the powers. After that, we can proceed to multiplying and dividing the numbers. We have here the rule from left to right. So if M is if multiplication after division or division multiplication so from left to right, so it's not always multiplication ang una ha. So if magkatabi sila, multiplication and division, kung ano yung nasa leftmost or nasa left, yun yung uunahin nyo na i-perform, and the same applies to addition and subtraction. Okay, so if addition, subtraction, so you add first and subtract. And if subtraction, addition, so you need to subtract first and then add. Example, we have 6 times 4 divided by 12 plus 72 divided by 8 minus 9. Okay, have here multiplication. So multiply first 6 and 4, so 24. Then divide this. 12 to 4 divided by 12 is 2. Can divide again 72 divided by 8 is 9. Then add since nasa left yung addition. So 2 plus 9 is 11. And proceed to subtraction. 11 minus 9 is 2. For another example, first perform the operations inside the parentheses. So we have 1 times 4 first. 4. Then divide. -2 divided by 2 is 1. Next, we have the other parenthesis, 6. 4 minus 1 is 3. Then 6 plus 2 is 8. Then subtract 8 minus 3 is 5. Multiply. -2 times 3 is -6. Then add 5. You have -1. And sa calculator naman, sinusunod nila yung PEMDAS rule, no? Okay, that's all for whole numbers, fractions, decimals, and integers. So hope na-recall nyo na yung basic concepts na yun. Okay, next we have the divisibility of numbers, so divisibility rules. So for 1, any integer, not a fraction, is divisible by 1. It's just a very basic. And for 2, if the last digit is an even number, so for example, we have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then if a number ends with an even number, then that number is divisible by 2. For example, 128 ends with 8, and 8 is an even number. So we know that 128 is divisible by 2. While 9, so 9 is not an even number. This is an odd number. So 129 is clearly not divisible by 2. Next, for divisibility rule of 3. Okay. The sum of the digits is divisible by 3. The digit is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So we need to perform addition here. Determine whether 381 is divisible by 3. Just add each digit. So you have 3 plus 8 plus 1. And the resulting number is 12. And 12 is divisible by 3. So therefore, 381 is also divisible by 3. And for 217, just add the digit again. So you have 2 plus 1 plus 7, that is equal to 10. And we know that 10 is not divisible by 3. So it's not exactly divisible by 3. So 217 is not divisible by 3. And if the resulting number is still hard to identify, whether it's divisible by 3 or not, you can repeat this rule. For example, we have 99,996. So just add each digit. So you have 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 6 equals 42. And pag larger number, mas okay itong gamitin. But we can add also again the same rule. So add the digit 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 is divisible by 3. Therefore, 99,996 is divisible by 3. So why do we need to know the divisibility rules? So for you to avoid trial and error, no? Kasi medyo time consuming yung trial and error. Next, we have 4. The last 2 digits are divisible by 4. Okay. We know that a number is divisible by 4 if their last 2 digits, you will just look at the 2 digits, the last 2 digits, then determine whether it's divisible by 4. So for 1,312, since 12 is divisible by 4, so 1,312 is also divisible by 4. And for 7,019, so 19, the last digits, is not divisible by 4. So this number is not also divisible by 4. You can also do this quick check, just dividing by 2 times. So you have here 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And still 6 can still be divided by 2 for the second time. And still 3. And the resulting number is a whole number. Therefore, 12 is divisible by 3. And for 4 rather. And for 30 divided by 2, so if we divide this by 2, for the first time, 30 divided by 2 is 15. And after dividing by 2 again, the result is now not a whole number, no, with decimal na. So therefore, this is not divisible by 4. So if whole number, well, hindi niya consider kung divisible by 4 yung resulting ha. It's basta whole number, after dividing 2 twice, and whole number yung answer, divisible by 4. And if the resulting number after dividing the given number by 2 twice, hindi whole number, so not divisible by 4. Next for 5, ito, mas madali din tong i-memorize or tandaan if the last digit is 0 or 5. So if the number ends with 0 or ends with 5, then that number is divisible by 5. So clearly 175 is divisible by 5 since it ends with 5. And for 809, since 9 is not 0, not 5. So this is not divisible by 5. And for 6, it should pass both the rule for divisibility of 2 and 3. So for 114, we know that this number is divisible by 2 since 4 is an even number. And after that, we also need to determine if it satisfies the rule for 3 or divisibility of 3. So we need to add each digit. So you have 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 4, 6. And 6 is divisible by 3. Therefore, 114 is divisible by 6. And for 308, although this is an even number, if we check using the rule for 3, 3 plus 0 plus 8 is 11. So since did not satisfy the rule for divisibility of 3, therefore this is not divisible by 6. And it should satisfy both. Next, for 7, okay, you have to double the last digit. Again, double the last digit. Next, subtract it from a number made by the other digits. And the result must be divisible by 7. And same with use rule for divisibility of 4. No, we can apply this rule to that answer again. Again, double the last digit. So the last digit here is 2. We have 2 times 2 is 4. Then subtract it from a number made by the other digit. So the digit is 67. And 67 minus 4 is 63. We know that 63 is divisible by 7 because 63 divided by 7 is 9. Therefore, 672 is divisible by 7. 105. So we double 5. 5 times 2 is 10. And 10 minus 10 is 0. And 0 is divisible by 7 because 0 divided by 7 is 0. Oh yes, this is the 105 is divisible by 7. And for 905, we double 5 here. We have also 10 minus 90. And 80 is not divisible by 7. So 905 is not divisible by 7 also. Next, let's proceed to the divisibility rule of 8. Here, if in divisibility with 4, you have the last 2 digits, and if 8, the last 3 digits naman. So you have 109,816 and 816. Since 816 is divisible by 8, then this number is also divisible by 8. And for 302, the last 3 digits of 216,302 is not divisible by 8. So you can say that 216,302 is not divisible by 8. And same dun sa divisibility rule of 4, so dun we divide by 2 times. And here naman for 8, we divide by 2 3 times. And if the result is a whole number, then that number is divisible by 8. For example, we have 816 divided by 2, 408. Then divide again by 2, we have 204. And 204 divided by 2 is still a whole number. Therefore, 816 is divisible by 8. Now, for 302, after dividing this by 2, the result is 151. But if we divide again by 2, the result is not now a full number. So therefore, 302 is not divisible by 8. Next, we have the divisibility rule of 9. So the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So same lang din ng sa 3. Ano? So add 1 plus 6 plus 2 plus 9 is 18. This is divisible by 9. Okay, we apply this rule again, the result. So 1 plus 8 is 9, and 9 is divisible by 9. Therefore, 1,629 is divisible by 9. And for 2013, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3 is 6, and 6 is not divisible by 9. So 2013 is not also divisible by 9. Okay, one of the easiest also, 10. If the number ends in 0, therefore, that digit or that number is divisible by 10. Now, so 220 ends in 0, so yes, this is divisible by 10. And for 221, since it doesn't end with 0 or in 0, then this is not divisible by 10. For 11, so you can just add and subtract digits in an alternating pattern. So add, subtract, so on. Ano. And then check if the answer is divisible by 11. So for 1,364, we add, subtract. So 1 minus 3 plus 6 minus 4. Well, the result here is 0. So since 0 is divisible by 11, so the answer is yes. So this is divisible by 11. And for 913, so you have 9 minus 1 and plus 3, that is 11. So since 11 is divisible by 11, so yes. For 3,729, so you have 3 minus 7 plus 2 minus 9. The result is negative 11, still divisible by 11. So you could say that 3,729 is also divisible by 11. Last, for 987, so we have 9 minus 8, and that's 1 plus 7. The result is 8. The 8 is not divisible by 11. So 987 is not divisible by 11. Just alternate or positive, negative, negative. So more of that. Ano. Okay, last for the divisibility rule of 12. Again, it should pass both the rule for 3 and 4 since 4 times 3 is 12. So for 648, let us add the digits for the divisibility 3 rather. So 6 plus 4 plus 8 is 18. Since 18 is divisible by 3, so it passed the rule for 3, no? And how about for 4? Since the last two digits, just 48, is divisible by 4, therefore, 648 is divisible by 12. So since it passed both the rule for 3 and 4. And for 524, so if we add the numbers, so we have 5 plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 11. And we know that 11 is not divisible by 3. So it did not satisfy the rule for 3. So we don't need not to check pa for 4 since hindi na because it passed both rules. So pag hindi niya na-satisfy one of them, you can conclude na that that number is not divisible by 12. Okay, next we have some sample problems here. Okay, the number 5,604K is divisible by 5 if K, or if the value of K is what? We have your choices 0, 2, 3, 4. What's the answer here? Okay, again, please use our chat box. Okay, what should be the value of K here? Okay, may answer na. Oh, yes, very good. The answer is letter A, 0. Or it can also be 5, no? But since wala sa choices yung 5, the answer is 0. How about the other one? The number 964,500K8 is divisible by 4 if K is what? A, 5, B, 4, C, 3, and D, 1. It's the answer. Okay, very good. The answer is letter B. Ayaw nila mag-open ng mic. Sa chat box sila active. Anyway, thank you. Correct. The answer is 4 since 48 is divisible by 4. Okay, that's all for divisibility of numbers. Let us now proceed to prime, composite, and denominate. For prime number, it has only two factors, 1 and itself. O, when you say factors, yung numbers that we need to obtain a certain number. So if we multiply 2, if we have 2, the only factors of 2 are 1 and 2 because 1 times 2 is 2. No? And aside from 1 and 2, wala na. And 2 is the only even prime number and also the lowest prime number. Take note that 1 is not a prime number. The lowest or the lowest even number and the only even prime number is 2. The rest odd numbers na yun. So 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. I have here a table of prime numbers from 1 to 100. O yung walang hindi naka-shade na yellow. So we have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. All in all, we have 25 prime numbers from 1 to 100 or between 1 and 100. Well, there are some questions. You need to identify the number of prime numbers between two certain numbers. For example, between 30 and 60. For example, 30 and 60. So I have here some numbers, no, that you can memorize para mas madali yung ma-determine kung ilan yung prime numbers per 10. Ginawa natin per 10 para mas mabilis, no? So from 1 to 10, how many prime numbers are there? So you have 4, and for between 11 and 10, or from 11 and 20, sorry, you have also 4, and from 21 to 30, you have 2, and 2, 2, 3, 2, then 2, 3, 2, 1. So you can memorize this pattern, no? 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. Madali naman siya tandaan, no? 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. Para di na kayo mag-memorize. And also, pag nahihirapan kayong tandaan yung prime numbers, at least alam nyo kung ilan yung prime numbers per 10, no? So, through that, mas madali niyong matatandaan kung alin doon yung mga prime numbers kasi minsan may nakaka-confuse, no? Kung prime ba yun, especially dun sa mga nag-end with 7. Basta yung mga prime numbers, medyo nakaka-confuse siya. So, para mas madali niyong ma-memorize kung ilan yung prime numbers per 10. So, you have 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next we have the composite, the opposite of prime numbers. So it has more than two factors. For example, we have 12. Then aside from 1 times 12, we also have 2 times 6 and 3 times 4. Still the result is 12. And for 15, aside from 1 times 15, we also have 3 times 5. And for 45, you have 9 times 5 aside from 145. Then for 63, no? These are examples of composite numbers. And for denominate, this is just the number that specifies a quantity in terms of a unit of measurement. For example, for 8 feet, 8, the 8 here, there is the denominate. And for 5 centimeters, 5 is the denominate. Yun lang. Okay. Let's now have the prime factorization. This is the process of breaking down a number into factors until all the factors are all prime. So usually naman, mga numbers lang dito ay 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Most of the time, yun lang yung nasa breakdown ng prime factorization. Okay, let us have an example. What is the prime factorization of 126? So we know that 126 ends with an even number. Can easily identify that 126 is divisible by 2, and we know that 2 is a prime number. So let's start dividing 126 by 2. 126 divided by 2 is 63. And next, 63 is not divisible by 2, so we can proceed to the next prime number, which is 3. So we know that this is divisible by 3 since their sum is 9, and that is divisible by 3. 63 divided by 3 is 21. Next, what are the factors of 21 that are prime numbers? We have 3 and 7. Diba? 7 is a prime number. So you have 3 and 7. Therefore, the prime factorization of 126, these are prime na, no? So this is the end of our prime factorization process. So you have 2 times 3 times 3 times 7. And this is the prime factorization of 126. Okay? We will also apply this in solving for the LCM and GCF later. Okay, before we discuss about the least common multiple and greatest common factor, so this is confusing. Medyo naka-confuse yung iba kung alin yung multiple or alin yung factor. So for least common multiple, these are the numbers that we obtained after multiplying a certain number with a number. For example, for 4, the multiples of 4, we multiply 4 by 1, we have 4 times 1 is 4. And for 4 times 2, we have 8. 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16. Therefore, the multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. And for the factors, those are factors are the numbers that we need to get a certain number. So for the factors of 4, we have 1 and 4 because 1 times 4 is 4. Another, we have 2 and 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. So you can see here that the multiples are always greater than, or the LCM of a number is always greater than its greatest common factor. Okay, para mas ma-differentiate nyo sa mas laging mas mataas yung multiple compared sa factor. Again, LCM, para lang skip counting, no? 4, 8, 12, 16, and 4 factors, yung mga numbers na need i-multiply para makapag-arrive dun sa desired number ninyo. Okay, let's have the least common multiple. For two integers, A and B, denoted by LCM AB, the LCM is the smallest positive integer that is evenly divisible by both A and B. Okay. Example, find the LCM of 18 and 24. We have two methods here. First one is the prime factorization. Let's have the prime factors of 18. Okay, we know that 18 is divisible by 2, so 2 times 9. And 9 can still be factored. So 9 is 3 times 3. So we have 2 times 3 times 3 here. It's the prime factors or the prime factorization of 18. Now for 24, 24 is divisible by 2. And 2, that is 12. 12 is equal to 3 times 4, right? Since 12 is divisible by 3, that is 4. And you can also factor pa because 4 is equal to 2 times 2. So we have 3 2's here, 2 times 2 times 2, and times 3. And all you have to do is to arrange or to match the numbers vertically. So nakita nyo dito, nakatapat yung one of the 2's here, one of the prime factors na 18 na 2, dun sa one of the prime factors na 2 ng 24. And same for 3. Oh. Okay, because we will just count that as 1. So what will happen? You have 2 times 2 times 2, count as 1. Then times 3 Again, counts 1, then 3. And just simplify. Counted as 1 lang yung yung dalawang 2 here, nung magka-match vertically. Then same with 3. Just multiply the result. So you have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Or you can write this in its exponential form. 2 times 2 times 2 is also 2 cubed, or 2 raised to 3 times 3 squared. So 8 times 9, 72. The least common multiple of 18 and 24 is 72. We also have the division method. So just simply dividing. Okay, right? The two given numbers, we have 18 and 24. Can start dividing by 2 since both of them are divisible by 2. So you have 18 divided by 2 is 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And 24 divided by 2 is 12. But next, since 12 is still divisible by 2, we can also divide this number. No, 12 lang ha. Yung 12 lang by 2. Yung mga numbers dito, it's not necessarily na divisible both itong dalawa. O kahit yung isa lang. So you have 12 divided by 2. You just have to write 9 since hindi siya divisible by 2. And just write the result for 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Again, still divisible by 2, yung 6. So we have to write 2 again here, the left, then divide. So just copy again 9, then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So now, wala nang divisible by 2. So we now divide by 3. So we have 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. Again, can still be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So until you arrive at 1, 1. No? And then yung mga numbers na nandito, yun yung magiging, yung product ng numbers dito, it will be the LCM, the least common multiple. So you have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, 2 cubed times 3 squared. So the same answer. That's a prime factorization method. So you can choose any method, the prime or the division method, kung alin yung mas convenient para sa inyo. Okay. Let us now have the there's another example pa pala. Okay, find the LCM of 11 and 9. We know that 11 is a prime number, no? Prime na siya. And for 9, 9 is a composite number with factors 1, 9, and 3. 1, 3, 9. They have no common factors. So if we use the prime factorization, ano lang matatapat doon? Wala, di ba? So meaning, if they have no common factors, they are they are relatively prime. So not necessarily prime ha, kasi one of the prime numbers lang dito is 11. When we say relatively prime, they have no common factors. Okay? So for 11, di ba, we have 1 and 11. For 9, we have 1, 3, 9. So I mean multiples, no common prime factors. Okay? So what do you need to do to get the LCM? So, all you have to do is to get the product. Wala. Ito, pinakamadali siyang isolve, no? So, just get the product of the two given numbers. So, 11 times 9 is 99. That will be the multiple of the two numbers that are relatively prime to each other. So, basta they are relatively prime, just multiply the two numbers to get the LCM. Okay? Okay, next, we have the greatest common factor, or the GCF. For two integers a and b, the GCF is the largest factor or divisor common to both a and b. For example, we have find the greatest common of 18 and 24. Let us use the listing of factors. We just list all the factors of 18 and 24. For factors of 18, the technique for this is to start with 1, followed by 2, by 3, 4. Ganun lang yung process, no? Yun lang. Then, ang pagsusulat niyan, you have 1 here, then sulat niyo siya dun sa rightmost part, dun sa 18. Hindi ko lang siya nasulat ng isa-isa. So, Ganun lang yung pagsulat. 1, and you will write the other factor dun sa may last part. Next, 2. Is 2 divisible by 18? Yes. So mayroong kapartner si 2 do. So which is 9. So you will write again 9 dun sa sa left side ng 18 or before 18. And for 3, next naman is 3. So is 18 divisible by 3? Yes. 3, that is 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. So about 4. Is 18 divisible by 4? No. How about 5? 5 is not divisible by 18 is not divisible by 5. So you can say that these are only the factors of 18. So basta yung in between i-check nyo pa ng dara-diretso para wala kayong ma-mess na factors. And for 24, we have factors of 24. Again, begin sa 1. So we have 1 times 24, then 2. 2 is divisible, 24 is divisible by 2. So 2 times 12 is 24. Again, for 3, 3 times 8 is 24. And for 4, 4 times 6 is 24. And for 5 naman, 24 is not divisible by 5. So we know that we all have the factors of 24 na listed. After this, you will identify the common factors. In this case, we have 1. The common factors are 1, 2, both of them, of 2 and 3, and then 6. Oh, then wala na ano. And since you get the greatest common factor, so what's the greatest number? Okay, we have 6. So therefore, the greatest common factor of 18 and 24 is 6. Okay, another method is the prime factorization also. So just rewrite the prime factorization of 18 and 24 that we had earlier. And here, you just get the numbers that we match, no, vertically, na mayroong ka-match. Kaya nga common, na common. So, ano yung common sa kanila na factor? Oh, in this case, we have 2 and 3. So, just count this one. So, you have 2 times 3. Oh, that is the GCF. No, pag parehas tinatanong yung LCM and greatest common factor, can use the prime factorization para mas masali. Okay. Now, what if okay na ba dito? So, you have 2 times 3, 6. Yung common lang ha. If LCM, yun, minumultiply lahat. And kapag GCF, just get the common, yung nag-match vertically. And then get the product. It will be the GCF. Okay. For another example, find the greatest common of 11 and 9. Again, these numbers are relatively prime to each other. So if in LCM, we just multiply the two numbers, two relatively prime numbers to get the LCM. And for GCF, we only have one answer for this. The only common factors, the only common factor for relatively prime numbers is 1. So that just does the GCF of 11 and 9 is 1. So automatic, if they are relatively prime, the GCF is always 1. Since yun lang naman yung common factor nila, di ba? 1 times 1 times 11, and for 9, 139. The only common factor is 1. Therefore, GCF is 1. Okay, now, we have 3 numbers here. So, find the LCM and GCF of 35, 42, and 84. So, for this, we will use the prime factorization method. First, list the prime factors of 35, or the only prime factors of 35 are 5 and 7. And for 42, we have 8. 6 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42, and 6 is 2 times 3. So we have 2 times 3 times 7. And for 84, we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. And for to get the LCM, again, we match the numbers vertically again. So you have 2, to get the LCM, you have 2 times 3 times 5 times 7, and that is equal to 420. And for greatest common factor, yun lang nag-match vertically sa kanilang lahat, mga 3. And in this case, we only have 7 as their greatest common factor. So we have LCM is 420 and the greatest common factor is 7. Okay, that is for LCM and GCF. So we make use of prime factorization here to find the LCM and greatest common factor. So again, LCM is always greater than the greatest common factor. And for relatively prime numbers, for LCM, just multiply the two given numbers, and the GCF is always 1 for relatively prime. Okay, next, let us have the percentage rate and base. So, hindi ito nawawala sa mga exam, sa mga, even sa civil service, no, sa let. It's always part of the test. Percentage rate and base. Let's have the percent. An expression which indicates the number of parts taken from 100. So how many 100s are there? A given number. So per is a Latin word meaning for each, while cent means 100. And we use the symbol to express percent. Okay, let us recall how to change percent to decimal. To change percent to decimal, you just have to move the decimal point 2 places to the left, then drop the percent sign. Again, to the left, percent to decimal. So, ang iniisip ko dun ay yun sa alphabet, no? Kasi mauna yung decimal. So, ay yung D sa P. So, place sa left, papunta sa left yung pag-move ng decimal point. So, then just drop the percent sign. Examples, we have 45%. So, the decimal point of 45. So, here, after 5, so move 2 places to the left. So, you have 1, 2. So, you have 0.45. And don't be confused with this. Once na may percent sign pa yan, although naka-decimal na siya, we still have to move the decimal point 2 places to the left to convert this to percent, to decimal rather. So you have 2 places again to the left. So you have 1, 2. So how many zeros be there? You have 1, 2, 3. So 0.0006. And that is 0.06% in decimal. And for this, if the given number or is a fraction, well, the first thing you need to do is to convert this to decimal. It's decimal form. So since we know that 3/4 is equal to 0.75, then affix pa rin yung percent sign. Then just move 2 places to the left again. So you have 1, 2. So 0.0075. So that will be the decimal form of 3/4%. Okay. Now we have the changing decimal to percent. So opposite. So if percent to decimal, left, drop. And for this naman, we move 2 places to the right, then add the percent sign. Examples. For 0.58, we just move the decimal point to the left, 2 places to the right pala. So we have 1, 2, so 58%. And for 0.1234, so you have 1, 2, 12.34%. And for last, we have 0.0043. So you have 1, 2, so 0.43%. So that is how you change decimal to percent. Next, changing percent to fraction. So here, you just drop the percent sign and replace by 100 as denominator. So if the percent is in decimal, you need to move the decimal point first to 2 places to the left after dropping the percent sign, and next convert that decimal to its fractional equivalent. Okay, examples. So 45%. So first, so since walang decimal to, so just divide this by 100. So 45 over 100, just simplify both divisible by 5. So 45 divided by 5 is 9. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So you have 9 over 20. 45% is equal to 9 over 20. And for this one, since we have here a decimal and my percent sign, so we need to convert first this into decimal. So move 2 places to the left. So you have 1, 2. Then drop the percent sign. We have 0.064. O recall natin yung place value ng decimal. But we have tenths, hundred, thousands. So we have 3 zeros here. So you have to divide 64 by 1,000, then simplify. So you have 64 divide over 125. That is the fraction form of 6.4%. Again, yun lang kapag the given number is decimal with percent sign, convert first to decimal by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. After that, identify natin kung ilan yung places here. So we have 3 zeros, so you have 1,000 over 1,000. And just simplify. Okay, next. We have changing fraction to percent. This is a lot easier. So perform the indicated division, just divide as usual, and then move the decimal point of the quotient 2 places to the right and then add the percent sign. So 3 divided by 4, so you have 0.75, and just convert this to by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. So you have 75%. And for 5 and 1/2, automatic SPB number. Oh, we have 500% already. So you have 1/2 in decimal. This is 50.5. So then since we will convert this to percent, move 2 places to the right. So 5.5 or 5.50 is 550%. Okay. That's for changing percent to fraction, fraction to percent, decimal to percent, so on. Okay, we have also here an important formula that you should know. So we have here the chance triangle. So for you to memorize, anyway, pwede naman kayong magsulat ng formula, no? Pero mas madali na lang kasi since maraming formula yung isusulat nyo, para di na kayo mahirapan maghanap sa index card nyo. Possible. Using this, you can easily memorize the formula for finding the percentage, the base, and the rate. So P is always the top of the triangle, and then we have here BR. So we know that percentage is just the product of the base and the rate. And to find B, so takpan nyo lang siya, we have P over R. So to get the base, just divide percentage by the rate. And for R naman, just cover this R. So you have P divided by B, or percentage divided by base. Now, how do we identify kung alin yung percentage, alin yung base, and alin yung rate? I have your illustration. 4 is 5% of 80. So yung percentage, that is usually beside is, no, malapit siya sa is. Or after is, or before is, maalin yun yung percentage. Or the percent. And yung rate naman, so easily identify this kasi yun yung usually naka-decimal and may percent sign. That is the rate. And for the base, it's always after off. So that is the base. So here, percent is 4, the rate is the 5%, and 80 is the base. So yun. Yun lang ha. Is a percent, rate is one with a percentage sign or decimal, and the number after off or before off is the base. Okay, examples. How much is 30% of 450? So in this problem, you know that 30% is the rate and 450 is the base. So we need to solve for the value of P, or for the percent. So just simply multiply 450 by 30%, but do not forget to convert this first to decimal. No, convert mo na sa decimal, and that is 450 times 0.3 or 0.30. Oh, the percent is equal to 135. So 135 is 30% of 450. Another example. Now, what percent of 450 is 135? Okay, now we are looking for the value of R or the rate. So may percentage dito, and 450 is the base after the word of, and 135 is the percent that's after the word is. So we will use the formula P over B. Rate is a percent divided by the base. 135 divided by 450 is 0.30. Convert to percent, you have 30%. And next, we have 135 is 30% of what number? Oh, in this problem, we're looking for the value of B or the base. Say of, no, of yung missing. And this, again, this is the percent, and 30% is the rate. So just divide percent by the rate. So you have 135 divided by 0.3 or 0.30. The answer is 450. So yan lang. Madali lang tandaan. No? Basta palaging percent yung nasa taas, yung word after, yung number after is or before is. Okay? I also have here this simple interest. Okay, some to basic math. Business math, I think. So I is equal to PRT, where I is the interest, T is the principal amount, and the rate. The value of R is the interest rate in decimal, and the time is in terms of year. So if the given is in months, you have to divide that by 12. So you have the given months divide 12 on year. So if pag naman days, usually we take this as 300 over 360 on the banker's rule. We can also derive other formulas from this formula. So if we need to solve for the principal amount, you just divide the interest by the product of the rate and time. And if we need to solve for the rate, you just wait, okay, just divide the interest by the product of the the principal amount and time. And last, we need to solve for the time. Just divide the interest by the principal amount and the rate. Okay, example. When Krish bought a new phone, she borrowed 16,000 pesos at a rate of 18% for 1 year. How much interest did she pay? Okay, in this problem, 16,000 is the principal amount, 18% is the rate, so that is 0.18 in decimal. And for 1 year, so just simply one value of our t or time is 1. So just substitute to the formula. So you have I is equal to PRT. Substitute 16,000 P, and 16,000 times 0.18 times 1 is 2,880. So this will be the interest Krisha pay or paid. Okay. Wait, can you still follow? Hindi pa ako masyadong mabilis. Anyway, ito naman yung mga basic lang, no? Can you still follow? Okay lang ba yung spacing ko or masyado ako mabilis? Just tell me, ha? Okay lang ba? Can we proceed to the next topic? Okay, I guess okay lang sa inyo. Okay, for the next topic, we have the ratio and proportion. So it's also common sa mga exams, the ratio and proportion. Okay, what is ratio? This is the relation between two numbers expressed in terms of a quotient. There are different ways to write ratio. You can write this as 5 is to 9, or 5 divided by 9, or 5 over 9. So if the ratio is written in this form, this is read as 5 is to 9, 5 divided by 9, or 5 over 9, 5 is to 9, para naman yun. Ano? This is just a ratio, no? Two numbers expressed in terms of a quotient. Okay, how about the proportion? Okay. Proportions is the equality between two ratios. We can say that the two ratios are proportion if, or A is to B equals C is to D is a proportion if and only if the product of A and D is equal to the product of B and C, or the product of the extremes is equal to the product of the means. So if the given ratios are written in this form, the means are here from the lower left to the right, so the product of those numbers. And for extremes, the opposite, from upper left to lower right dito. So, ano naman, if the two given ratios are written in this form, the means are the middle number here, and for the extremes outside, no, sa labas. You have means P and C, and the extremes are A and D. Okay, let us illustrate. Okay, 4 is to 16 is equal to 8 is to 32. Let us determine whether these ratios are proportion. Okay, let us multiply the extremes, the two extremes. We have 4 times 32, and equate this to the product of the means. So you have 16 and 8. So 16 times 4 times 32 and 16 times 8 equal to 128. So since their product are equal, you can say that there's two ratios is proportion. Next, 5 is to 25 and 10 is to 100. Okay, wait lang. Charge ko lang yung laptop ko. Okay. Okay, we multiply the extremes. You have 5 times 100 is 500, but 25 times 10 is 250. So since 500 is not equal to 250, okay, this ratio is not proportion. Okay, you can just simplify this. So 1/4, diba? Pag sa fraction, diba? 4 over 16, it is equal to 1/4 if simplified. And for 8 over 32, that is also equal to 1/4. So they are proportional. And for 5 is to 25, that is 1/5. And for this naman is 1/10. So clearly they're not a proportion. Okay, sample. Find the missing term in 6 is to 42 is equal to x is to 49. Okay, let us do this using algebra. I just again multiply the extremes and then the means, no? So you have 6 times 49 equals the product of the means 42 times x. Multiply 6 times 49 is 294, and 42 divided by x, divide both sides by 42. Cancel na yung 42, so you have x na sa right side. 294 divided by 42 is 7. Wherefore, the missing term is 7. And we know that 6 over 42, if simplified, is 1 over 7. And 7 over 49 is also 1 over 7. So, pwedeng ganun na lang yung gawin nyo. No? Okay, without doing this pa. Just simplify this. So, 1 over 7. So, ano ba yung kapartner ng 49? So, di yun ay 7. Ano? So, 1 over 7 or 7 over 49 is equal to 1 over 7. So, alam nyo na agad yung value ng x. Okay, again, may ask, is everything clear so far? So, can proceed to our last topic. And after this, last two topics pala, the conversion to metric and then measurement units. Just tell me ha pag may hindi naintindihan. Okay. The conversion. So, ito yung medyo parang medyo mahirap din sa akin nung okay, high school at the conversion. Medyo nakakalito talaga siya, no? But we need to study this kasi this is part of the topics din sa LET, a general math. Okay. So, for you to easily identify then kung yung sa conversion, we have here the King Hector doesn't usually drink chocolate milk para malaman nyo kung ano-ano yung magkakasunod from left to right. So, King, for instance, with K, you have the kilo, Hector, the hecto, doesn't, the deca. Usually, the basic unit, the meter, liter, gram, kasi yun na may kilogram, kilometer, di ba? Kiloliter, liter, di ba yun lang yun. And for the D, for drink, that's the deci. Chocolate is for the centi, and the milk for the milli. Pag na-memorize nyo na yan, so yung King Hector doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. So, mas madali na sa inyo mag-convert to metric system. No? Okay, note, the number of times, the larger units to smaller units. If you will convert kilo to deci, need to multiply by 10. Ano, kung ilan man yung layo niya from the given unit, kung ano yung i-convert ninyo. And from smaller units naman to larger units, you need to divide by 10. Take note that the number of times you moved either to the left or to the right is also the number of times you have to divide or multiply respectively the given unit of measure. Okay. So, instead of dividing or multiplying, you can just move the decimal point, no? Pag multiply to the right, pag divide to the left. Kasi yun lang naman, kasi pag 10 lang naman, mabilis lang mag-divide and mag-multiply, diba? Again, larger to smaller, multiply. Kasi lalaki yung value nun eh. And for smaller units to larger units, you need to divide by 10. Okay. Let's add an example. How many centimeters are there in a kilometer? So we need to convert here kilometer to centimeters. This is from larger unit to smaller unit. So let us go back to the diagram. So kilo, ba? How many places yung layo nila? We have here kilo, di ba? Kilo. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So without this, pwede nyo i-recite yung King Hector, diba? King Hector doesn't usually drink chocolate. So you have, diba yung C stands for the centi. So you have 5. So you need to move 5 decimal places to the right. Kasi nga, larger unit to smaller unit, no? Kilometers to centimeter. So just add how many zeros? 5. Kasi 5 units tayo nag-move. So we have 100,000. Okay, so 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Next example. How many meters are there in 345 millimeters? We need to convert here millimeters from millimeters to meters. So millimeters, di ba, yung sa bottom part. So from smaller unit to larger unit. So we need to divide. So pwede na kayong mag-start dun sa unit, di ba? Dun sa usually. Usually, doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. O ilan yon? Di ba? 3. So since ito ay smaller to larger, move tayo to the left, decimal. So you have here 345. So dito yung decimal point natin sa after 5. So, di ba 3 yun? Unit of measure. Usually, doesn't drink chocolate. Doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. So, we have 3, di ba? 3 places yung move natin. You have 1, 2, 3. So, you have 0.345 meters. So, 345 millimeters is equal to 0.345 meters. So, there are problems na you need to convert pa. Parang application ng other concepts. That's after nun, you need to convert pa. So you really need to know how to convert to metric units. Okay, I also have here some usual conversions, common conversions na just you need to know kasi ang alam ko lang na pwede niyong isulat sa index card during examination or the formulas. I think hindi to allowed yung maglagay ng conversion of units. So, ito yung kanina, basics. So, 1,000 millimeters is equal to 1 meter, 100 centimeters is 1 meter, and so on. And for the graph, 1 gram is approximately equal to the weight of a paperclip. 1 gram is the weight of a raisin. 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. 1 gram is equal to 100 centigrams. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. And 1 metric ton is 1,000 kilograms. Other conversions, kapag naman sa area, you just need to square, diba? So, 1,000 centimeter, di ba pag ay 1 centimeter, 10 millimeters. Kapag sa area, square nyo lang yung 10. 10 times 10, 100. So, 1 square centimeter is 100 square millimeters. For this, 1 decimeter or 1 square decimeter is 100 square centimeters. For 1 square meter is equal to 100 square decimeter. And for R, is equal to 100 square meter. And 1 hectare is equal to 100 R. Okay. It's the unit of area ng the R. And for the volume naman, for if sa area you have the square, kapag naman sa volume, the cube, multiply nyo by ng 3 times. So 1 cc or cubic centimeter is 1. Okay, we have 1 cubic centimeter and 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter and 1 liter is 1,000 millimeters. 1 hectoliter is equal to 100 liters and 1 kiloliter is 1,000 liters. We also have the US system. So ito yung mga usual na natatanong, di ba? Yung 1 foot is 12 inches, diba? Alam niyo naman yun. And 1 yard is 3 feet. So if 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, therefore 1 yard is in inches is 36. And 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. And for weight naman, 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. Okay, for US system, 1 square foot. So, di ba, 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So, just square 12. You have 12 times 12, 144. And 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So, 1 square yard is equal to 9 square feet. So, 1 acre is 43,560 square feet. And 1 square mile is 640 years. Okay? And for the volume, you have 1 cubic foot is equal to 1,728 cubic inches. For cubic yard, you have 27 cubic feet, and 1 quart is 128 cubic feet. And also, 1 cubic foot is approximately equal to 7.5 gallons. Next, we have the system conversion metric to US system. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, and 1 meter is approximately equal to 3.28 feet, and 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers, and 1 foot in meters is approximately 0.3, and for 1 yard, that is approximately 0.91 meters, and 1 kilometer is approximately equal to 0.62 miles. And for weight naman, 1 ounce is approximately equal to 28.3 grams, and 1 pound is about 0.45 kilograms. And in ounce naman, the gram is approximately equal to this, 0.03527 ounce. And 1 kilogram, so this usually 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds, approximately equal to 2.2 pounds. Okay, so have here the system-to-system conversions for area. 1 square inches is approximately equal to 6.4545 square centimeters. And just send ko naman yung PowerPoint. No? So 1 square meters is approximately equal to 1.196 square yards. 1 hectare is equal to 2.47 acres. Okay, for volume, okay, 1 cubic inch is approximately equal to 16.39 milliliters. 1 liter is approximately equal to 1.06 quart. 1 gallon is approximately equal to 3.79 liters. 1 cubic meters is equal to 35.31 cubic feet. And 1 quart is approximately equal to 0.95 liters. Okay, now we have here the for time. 1 millisecond is equal to 1,000 microseconds. 1 second is 1,000 milliseconds. So this is the usual. 1 minute is 60 seconds. 1 hour, 60 minutes. And 1 day is approximately 24 hours. And 1 month, so usually 30 days. We use 30 days. And for 1 year, 365 days. For leap year, 366. And like what I've said earlier, so banking year, uh, through the banker's rule, we use 360 days. No? And for temperature, so for degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius, so that is 5 over 9 times the difference of the given Fahrenheit minus 32. And for degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit, that is 9 over 5 times the given Celsius plus 32. Anyway, meron namang mga shortcut dun sa calculator sa conversion. No, you can make use of that. Okay. Examples. Oops. Ay, hindi ko na-change yung upper part. Naka-ratio and proportion pa din. But these are about conversions. So if there are 12 inches in a foot, how many inches are there in 4.85 feet? So since 1 foot, 12 inches, and you need to know the number of inches in 4.85 feet. So from larger unit to smaller unit. Kasi 1 foot lang, 12 inches na. So larger to smaller yon. So we need to multiply 4.85 or 4.85 times 12 because 1 foot is 12 inches. Okay, so we say that 4.85 feet is equal to 58.20 or 258.2 inches. Another example, wala na palang example. So this is, later on dun sa practice test items natin, we still have conversions. Okay, last topic, we have the measurement and the unit of measure. After this, we'll have the discussion practice test items. So hope you participate dun sa pagsagot ng practice test items natin. No? Okay, last, measurement and unit of measure. Okay, first we have the perimeter. So this afternoon, we will focus on the properties of triangles and quadrilaterals. But this morning, we will just discuss about the perimeters and the areas, surface areas, and the volume. A perimeter is the distance around paikot, a closed two-dimensional shape, the length. It has length and width. And don't forget that we do not add the internal line. So just from the word around, diba? Sa paikot lang. Ikot and just add the length of this, then its length, and from here, or just the whole length of this, then plus here, and then plus here. Oh, this is not included, no, dun sa i-add. Okay, for the area, this is the two-dimensional space inside the region. So, yung sa nasa loob naman. The perimeter is around the areas inside the region. And here's some common formulas. For a square, the perimeter is just 4 times the length of the side. So since diba pag square, equal lahat ng lengths ng side. So that is just 4s or s plus s plus s plus s. 4s din yun. And for area, diba, we have just the product of the length and width here. So you just have the s squared. Kasi same lang naman ang length and width. So you have a is equal to s squared. And for rectangle, so you have two lengths here. So one for this and one here. And for width, one here and another one here. So perimeter is just the sum of twice the length and twice the width. And the area is just the product of the length and width. And for a triangle, to get the perimeter, just add all the lengths of the side. Or if the given triangle is an equilateral triangle, meaning lahat ng sides ng triangle ay equal, just have 3 times S. No, 3S. And for the area, it's easier to compute kapag right triangle, no? Kasi we already have the height. Because in the area of triangle, we have 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. The base is 1, the lower side, and then the height. Or remember that height here forms a right up perpendicular line here sa base and forms 90 degrees. Or we have to use the Pythagorean theorem. Hindi ko lang na-include dito, pero dun sa practice test items, we have a recorder of Pythagorean theorem and also this afternoon. So for Pythagorean, just have c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Alam ko namang alam niyo yung Pythagorean na yan. Grade 9. Okay, for parallelogram, the perimeter is just twice this length, iba parallel to. And for the other one, we have here the base, the 2 base. So just add. Same lang siya ng sa rectangle, no? So we have just here the 2a plus 2b. And for area, just base times height lang. For trapezoid, we have here 2 bases. So, and the length of these 2 sides. And you have a plus b sub 1, or the length of the first base, so lower base, and plus b sub 2, or the length of the upper base. So you just add. And for the area, it's just 1/2 times the product of the 2 bases times the height of the trapezoid. Last, for the circle, the circumference is just the perimeter of the circle. So yung part na to. Paikot. And you have 2 formulas for that. Can be 2 pi r if the radius is given. Just 2 pi r. And sometimes sa question naka-indicate na you can use the 3.14 or the approximate value of pi, no? And you can also use this one. So since diameter is just twice the radius, diba? Kasi ito yung diameter. And the radius is from here at the center, then another radius here. So can you also use pi d if the given unit of measure is the diameter, so you given na length is the diameter. And for the area, it's just pi r squared. You just need to square the length of the radius and then multiply it by pi, or 3.14. Okay, example. A square has an area of 900 square centimeters. What is its perimeter? Okay. We only have the area. And to get the perimeter, we need to know the sides of the square. And we know that the square, the formula for finding the area of the square is just s squared. So we can solve for the length of each side of the square by getting the square root of 900. Diba? S squared is equal to 900. So let x be the side of the square. So that is x squared, but s squared is length. And then get the square root of 900. So the square root of 900 is 30, because 30 times 30 is 100. So therefore, the length of each side of the given square is 30 centimeters. And you can now finally solve for the perimeter. And the formula for finding the perimeter of a square is just 4 times the length of the side. So 4 times 30, you have 120. And that is the answer for this problem. Again, if you encounter this type of problem, I can manipulate the formulas, no, to solve for the missing side or for the missing length. Then after nun, you can apply na the formulas kung ano man yung hinahanap. Another example. A square and an equilateral triangle have equal perimeters. what is the length of a side of a triangle if the area of the square is 36 square units? Okay, perimeters. Equal ang perimeter. And we need to know the length of a side of a triangle. So, since equilateral naman yun, we have the same side, no? Same lang yung length ng bawat side. So, if the area of the square is 36 square units, okay, same process. Can get the length of the side of the square by getting the square root of 36. After that, you can solve for the perimeter of the square. And since the square and equilateral triangle have equal perimeters, we can equate the perimeter of the square to the formula for finding the perimeter of the equilateral triangle, which is 3s, or 3x if x is the missing side. Okay, first step is to get the length of the side of the square, which is 6 units. So just get the square root of 36. That is 6 units. And to get the perimeter, just multiply the length by 4. So you have 24 square units. Okay, let x be the side of the equilateral triangle. So since stated here that the square and equilateral triangle have equal perimeters, we know that the perimeter of the equilateral triangle is also 24. Same with the square. So you have 3x. This is the formula for finding the perimeter of the triangle. Kasi diba, the same side, same length ng side, yung tatlo. So you have 3x is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 3. So you have x is equal to 8. So therefore, the length of the side of the triangle is 8 units. Okay, next example. The base of a container is a trapezoid. The lengths of the parallel opposite sides of the base are 8 inches and 14 inches with height 6 inches. Find the area of the base. So the direct substitution lang sa formula because we have the length of the opposite sides ng base, diba? The b sub 1 and b sub 2. Diba? What's the formula again for that? 1/2 times the product, times the sum of the length of the base, first base, and the second base times height. We have the height, and we also have the length of the two bases. So just simply substitute the given the formula. So you have 1/2 times 8 plus 14 times 6. Simplifying, you will get 66 square inches. And don't forget na kapag area, naka-square na yung inches, yung unit of measure. Okay. Yeah, I have here another example. The diameter of a circle is 10 inches. Find its circumference and area. So for the diameter, for the circumference, since the given is the diameter, we can just use the pi d, or pi d or 10 pi, or you can still get the value for this if the pi is equal to 3.14, just multiply this by 10. And for the area, since area is equal to pi r squared, so we need to get first the length of the radius. Since diameter is twice the radius, thus divide 10 by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So you have 5 square is 25, then pi inches. So meron naman dong instruction na if you need to simplify further. Okay, another example. The altitude of a right triangle is 4 feet. Its hypotenuse is 5 feet. So if find the area and perimeter of the right triangle. Okay, wait, tuldok to naging question mark. Find the area of area and perimeter of the right triangle. So first, we need to solve for the missing length of the right triangle by using the Pythagorean formula. Oh, let A be the base of the right triangle. So use the Pythagorean theorem. Remember that Pythagorean theorem is that the hypotenuse, or the C, or the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So we can derive the formula for finding the length of the base of the right triangle. So that is A squared is equal to the difference of C squared and B squared. So, laging sa hypotenuse nagma-minus, no? Sa C, kasi that's the longest length ng triangle. So, just substitute. So, you have 5 squared minus 4 squared is equal to 9. The square root of 9 is 3. So, 3 feet. And kapag, if the given here, if, for example, if the hypotenuse is 5 and one of the lengths is 4, there's no need na to solve for the other length. Automatic yun ay 3. Okay, how about pag given naman ay 3, halimbawa 3 feet yung other, so automatic 4 na yun kasi 3, 4, 5 special right triangle. Lagi silang magkaka-partner, no? 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we already know the length of the missing side. The other side, so or the base of the right triangle. So we can now use the formula. So 1/2 base times height for the area. So we have 3 times 4 is the height, or the altitude, the other term for the height. So you have 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6 square feet. And now for the area, just add all the lengths of the side of the right triangle. So you have 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5. You have 12 feet. And that is the perimeter and the area of the triangle. Last example. A rectangular picture, 32 inches by 20 inches, is to be framed. So if the wood to be used as a border has a width of 2 inches, how long should the wood be? Okay, how long? So around, how long? So we need to solve for the perimeter. Okay. So to visualize this problem, we need to draw para mas maintindihan natin. Okay. This is the illustration. So this is the picture with the 32 inches length and 20 inches width. Okay, and said that the border has width of 2 inches. You have here 2 inches, 2 inches, and 2 inches, and 2 inches. So itong kailangan natin, excuse me. So we need to add here 32 plus 2 inches here, 2 inches. And for the width, you have 2 inches again, and another 2 inches here. We'll modify the formula. So instead of just 2 times length plus 2 times width, not to add 4 overlap, or 4 na 2 inches. No. Okay, just substitute. You have 2 times 32 plus 2 times 20 plus 4 times 2 inches. Kasi may dagdag dito na 2, and then 2. Apat na 2. So that is 8. Just simplify, multiply, then add. You'll get 112 inches as the answer. Therefore, we need the length of the wood should be 112 inches. Okay. Okay, after the two-dimensional shapes, we now have the three-dimensional shapes. The sphere, the cube. So for the cube, we have 6 faces, and all of the faces of the cube, the Rubik's Cube, it has 6 faces, and all of them are squares, and it has 12 edges. Ito, yung ganito yung from here, yung edge na yan. And the vertices, yung point here. So yeah, it has 8 vertices. And for a cuboid, it also has 6 faces, but 4 of them are rectangles and the other 2 are squares. So yung rectangles yun ito. And yung base nun, yung squares. No? Also, it has 12 edges and 8 vertices. For the cylinder, it has 3 faces. So you have 2 circles, the 2 bases, and yung rectangle, pinold lang yon, paikot, no? Then, 2 edges also. And, okay, and for the cone, just we have 2 faces and only 1 edge and 1 vertex. And for the square base pyramid, so pwedeng mag-iba-iba yung base ng pyramids, no? So may itsura niya. O in pyramids, if the base is a square, there are 5 faces. One is the square, that's the base sa ilalim, and there are 4 triangles, so those are the lateral faces. And how many edges are there? There are 8 and 5 vertices, 4 sa base, 1 dun sa dito, sa intersection ng triangles. And for tetrahedron, or a pyramid with a triangular base, So there are 4 faces and all of them are triangles, and there are 6 edges and 4 vertices. So 3 for the base and 1 here. Okay, and we have the rectangular prism. So there are 6 faces and all of them are rectangles, and there are also 12 edges and 8 vertices. And for the triangular prism, there are 5 faces. So 1 and 2 dun sa kabila, and then the base, and we have here 2 triangles. So right now we have 3 rectangles and 2 triangles, 5 faces, and we have 9 edges and 6 vertices. And well, it's just an introduction. So para lang alam nyo kung saan magagaling yung formulas, no? Okay, surface area is the counterpart of the perimeter sa two-dimensional. So amount of surface in any given geometric solid. So this is the total number of square units in all the faces of a solid figure. So pag i-add lang natin yung measure ng bawat lateral faces or yung faces nung or yung area nung bawat um, faces nung 3D, nung three-dimensional solid na yun. Ano. Okay, for the surface area of a rectangular prism, okay, the surface area denoted by the letter S of a rectangular prism is just the sum of the area of the bases and the lateral faces. We know that the area of a rectangle is just length times width. And in rectangular prism, di ba lahat yun rectangle. So we have just length times width. So how many length times width are there? So we have 1 here. And yung width pa dyan, another here dun sa base. So we have 2 times length times width and 2 times length of the height. So length times height here. Ano? And then for 2 times width times height, so ito pa yung other length times height, and 2 times width times height with this part and this part. This is the general formula for finding the surface area of a rectangular prism. Okay. Next, we have the surface area of a cube. We know that in a cube, all of the faces are squares. So lahat ng area nun ay ano? Area lang nun ay S squared. Ano? So just how many faces are there? O ilan yung squares sa cube? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just multiply S squared by 6. And next, we have the total surface area of a right prism. So if the prism is right, so you have the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism times the area of the 2 bases. I-add nyo lang. Get the perimeter of the base multiplied by the height of the prism, and then add the result to the product, to the product of the area of the bases and ano. Okay. Example time. Find the total surface area of an isosceles trapezoidal prism with parallel edges of the base 5 centimeter and 11 centimeter, and the legs of the base 4 centimeter each, 4 centimeters each, and the altitude of the base 3 centimeters, and the height of the prism 9 centimeters. So lahat naman given. So since this is what? We'll use this formula. The perimeter of the base times the area of the base times 2. Okay, first let us solve for the perimeter. So these are the measure of the base. We have 5 centimeter, 11 centimeter, and we know that the trapezoid is 2 legs, diba? Yung ito, we have the trapezoid. So there are 2 fours there. So kaya dalawang 4 to. 4 plus 4, 24 centimeters. And also we have here the word each, no? We have 2 legs. And for the area, just apply the formula for finding the area of the trapezoid. So you have 5 plus 11, that is the length of the first base, and then the length of the second base, times 1/2, or can multiply by 3, which is given also the altitude of the base, 3 centimeters. So you will get 24. After that, you can substitute to the given formula. So what is the perimeter? 24 times the height, 9. Don't be confused ito, altitude of the base. And this one is the height of the prism itself. So you have 9 plus 2 times 24, simplify, you will get 264 square centimeters as the total surface area of the isosceles trapezoidal prism. You need to solve for the um, lateral surface area. So, hindi kasama dun yung base, So, wala, hindi nyo lang sasama to. Just get the perimeter times height lang. Kapag lateral surface area lang. Hindi included yung base. Next, we have the surface area of a pyramid. We don't have general formula for this. Yung katulad ng may mga sinasubstitute lang. It's just the area of the base plus the areas of the lateral faces. For the pyramid, we have the area of the triangle, 1/2 base times height. And just add all the areas of this lateral faces and then the area of the base. Kasi iba-iba yung base nun. But if the area of the given pyramid is a regular pyramid, like if the base is a square, no, it's a regular pyramid. You can use this formula. So 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the slant height of the prism and the area of the base. Okay, have here an example. Find the total surface area of a regular pyramid with a square base if each edge of the base measures 14 inches and the slant height of a side is 15 inches. Again, let us solve for the perimeter first of the square base, that is 4s. So given yung bawat edge or yung length ng edge ng base, which is 14 inches. So you have 4 times 14 is 56 inches. And to get the area, so since the base is the square and the formula for that is s squared, so you have 14 squared is equal to 196. Just substitute. So you have 1/2 times the perimeter, which is 56, times the slant height given, 15 inches. And you have the area of the base plus 196. So then just simplify, you will get 616 square inches. Okay, now for the surface area of a cylinder, again, this is just the rectangle, then two bases na circle. On the area of the bases is just pi r squared, and since there are two circles, just multiply this by 2. And this one is just 2 pi r h. It's kasi ito yung radius niya. Then, ito yung diameter yun ng circle. Okay, then meron ditong derivation. You have the height. And next, we have the surface area of the cone. So you have the area of the circle, just pi rl. Just get the sum of this. You have pi r squared plus pi rl, where L is the slant height. And you can solve for the slant height by using the Pythagorean theorem. Where L is equal to the square root of the sum of the square of the height and the radius. Okay. And for the area of the surface area of the sphere, it's just 4 pi r squared. So if you know the radius, you can easily compute for the surface area of a sphere. Okay, next, after the surface area, we now have the volume, yun namang sa loob ng solid. This is the amount of space enclosed in any three-dimensional figure. So this is the number of cubic units inside a given geometric solid. So for the volume of the prism, is just area of the base times height. Mas madali yung formula kapag sa prism. Kasi just yun sa loob lang naman yun eh. Again, for the prism, area of the base, so kung ano man yung base nun, and then times the height. And for a cube, since lahat naman yan ng side ay equal, no? So just S cube. Volume is just S cube. S cube the length of the one of the sides of the square na face. And for the pyramid, it's just 1/3 times area of the base times the height of the pyramid. And for the cylinder, it's just area of the base times height. And alam mo yung pag cylinder, di ba, ang base lang nun is just circle. Yeah, circle. So that is pi r squared times height. No. And for the cone, this is just 1/3 of the area of the cylinder. So for the cone, you just have V or volume is equal 1/3 times pi r squared, the area of the circle, times the height. No? May nadagdagan lang ng 1/3 yung sa cylinder. And for the spheres, it's just 4/3 times pi r cubed. This is the easiest. 4/3 times pi r cubed. Okay, application na tayo. What is the volume of a cube with edge 8 feet? So if you encounter questions like this, all you have to do is to get the cube of the given length, that's 8 feet. So 8 cube is equal to 512 cubic feet. Okay, next question. How many gallons of water does the water cooler bottle contain? So let us use the figure here. The diameter here is 1 feet and 1 foot rather, and for the length, the height of the cylinder, we have 1.7 feet. And there's an instruction here to use the value of pi na 3.14. Okay, so first we need to solve for the area. So area of the base, the area of the base here is equal to pi r squared and it's a circle. Let's just solve. So bakit naging 0.5? Because this is the diameter, diba? So to get the radius, divide by 2. So 1 divided by 2 is 1/2 and 1/2 in decimal is 0.5. So just square and just multiply by 3.14, you will get 0.785. So then just multiply by the height, given naman siya. So approximately the volume is 1.3345 cubic feet. But we need to know the number of gallons. So we need to convert pa. And we know that 1 cubic feet is equal to 7.5 gallons. So, since ang 1 feet ay 7.5 and naka-feet to, so multiply lang tayo. Ano? So, 1.3345 times 7.5 is approximately 10 gallons. So, that is the number. Gallons that water cooler contain. Okay. Last example, and we'll proceed na the 30 item practice test items. Okay, last example. A square prism of height 11 inches has a volume of 539 cubic inches. Find the surface area of the prism. So what are given? The given here, the height of the prism, the square prism, and its volume. Diba pag sa volume, what's the formula for that? So, we have area of the base times height, diba? So, we can solve for the length or yung sa side ng square prism, no? By solving first for the length of each side of the square base using the formula for the volume since alam na natin yung volume. Okay, this is the solution. So, volume is equal to area of the base times height. So, given naman yung 539, just substitute formula. And the height is also given. You have 11 inches. Then divide both sides by 11. So, the area of the base is equal to 49. Since we know na square prism yon, so the base is a square. And we know that the area, the formula for finding the area of the square is just s squared. So we can get the square root of 49, which is 7, and that is the length of each side of the base. Okay, which is 7 inches. After this, you can now solve for the surface area of the prism. And the surface area of the prism is just the perimeter of the base times the height plus the area of the two bases. Okay? And we know that perimeter of the base is just the square, diba? It's just 4s. So 4 times 7 is 28 times the given height plus the area, which is a square. So 7 times 7 is 49. Just simplify 28 times 11, 308 plus 98. Then just add, you have 406 square inches. So that is the surface area of the square prism, 406 square inches. So sometimes some problems, you need to use two formulas to arrive the right answer or at final answer. Okay, that is the end of the part 1 of the lecture. Okay, so mag-participate kayo sa answering. Kahit sa chat box na lang kasi yun yung preferred nyo, di ba? Okay, you have part 2. Okay, first question. Madali lang muna. In 4,516 and 8,723, 10,000s, which digit is in the hundredths place? These are the options. A, 2, B, 5, C, 7, and D, 8. Okay, what is the answer? Okay, let me see. Hindi ko ma-open yung chat box. Okay, very good. The answer is B. Tingin. Okay. Pwede kayong kumuha ng paper para sa solutions nyo dun sa ibang questions. Wait, hindi nag-next agad. Ay, wait, ano ba? Hundredths place. Wait. Pati ako na, ano? Hundredths. Wait, take note of this. Nakatakip kasi yung talking dito. Wait lang, move ko lang Yung sa Zoom. Hundredths. Hundredths place hindi hundreds. Wait. What's the answer? Okay, yun. May tumama naman. Letter C. The answer is C. Hundreds place, we have tenths, hundreds. So, pag dito, ayan, nalito na nga. So, you have ones, tens, hundreds without TH. And kapag naman sa decimal, you will begin with tenths, hundreds. So, in this case, we have 7. Okay. Oh, what's the answer? Wait, nalito tayo na. Again, the correct answer is C. No, C. Okay. Okay, don't be confused with that. Ito lagi yung titingnan nyo, the TH. Para alam nyo kung saan kayo titingin. Kung dito ba sa left side or sa right side. Okay, next question. Hindi agad nag-next kasi. Okay. A retailer buys candies for 46 pesos and 50 centavos. The pack has 50 pieces of candies. If she sells each candy for 2 pesos and 50 centavos, how much money can she make? Okay, these are the options. A is 67 pesos and 75 centavos. B is 78 pesos and 50 centavos. And for C, 46 pesos and 50 centavos. And letter D, 35 pesos and 25 centavos. Okay, very good. Letter B. Correct answer is letter B. If you want to use the algebra or the manual calculation, wait lang hindi kasi agad nag-next pag kinutingnan ko yung chat box. Okay, this is the solution. You can just multiply 50 by the amount of each candy. So that is 250 times 50, 125, and subtract this from the original price of the candy. So you will get 78.50. But you will examine the choices. So, di ba, we just have to multiply this and subtract it from the original price. So, since both ends with 0, parehas na nag-i-end sa 0 to, and subtract lang naman natin ito, the product of this ng 50. So, automatic, alam nyo na agad na ang end nun is 0, di ba? So, we can eliminate this choice, these options, letter D and letter A. Hindi na yan yung possible answer. And, ano na lang yung matitira? We only have 78.50 and 46.50, 46.50. And this cannot be the answer since ito yung original price. Kasi pinenta niya yung candy for higher price. Therefore, can determine that the answer is 78.50 without the computation. Okay. Next. Jake has 120 marbles. He gave 1/4 of the marbles to his younger brother and then 1/3 of the remaining to his cousin. How many marbles were left? Okay. A, 60. B, 55. C, 50. And D, 45. Okay, now answers. Okay, the answer is... Okay, let us wait for the others. Okay, C, let us see the solution. Oops, wait lang. Okay, so need to analyze this problem, He gave 1/4 of the marbles to his younger brother. First, we need to get 1/4 of 120, so that is 30. Then 1/3 of the remaining. After 30, we need to subtract 30 from 120, that is 90, and that's only the time na multiply natin siya from 1/3. Ng 1/3. So 90 times 100 is 1/3 is also 30. So just add 30 plus 30 is 60 minus subtract from 120. The answer is also 60. And mga ganyan lang yung question sa LET. Walang masyadong mahirap sa general math. Okay. Analysis naman. Which of these statements is always true? Okay, always true. A. The sum of any two odd integers cannot be even. Next. The sum of the page number of two consecutive pages of a book is even. C. The sum of 3 consecutive pages of a book is always odd. And last, the sum of 5 consecutive numbers is always divisible by 5. Okay, can I type in your answers? Okay, we have now answer. Oh, with a question mark. D with a question mark. Okay, let us wait for the answers ng iba. Kayo mahiyang mag-try, it's okay lang. Nagpa-practice pa lang naman tayo eh. It's okay. Okay. A or D? My answer ay A, answer ay D. Okay. Okay, wait lang. And solving this type of problem or analyzing this type of problems, we need to make use of the counterexample. So mathematics in the modern world, counterexample. It's a case that will make the statement false. So iisip kayo ng case na hindi magiging true yung isang statement. So that is the counterexample. Okay, the sum of any two odd integers cannot be even. Okay, for example, we have 1 and 3. Diba? Those are consecutive those are two odd integers, 1 and 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. So therefore, A is not true. No, so hindi na agad siya kasama sa options. And for letter B, the sum of the page number of two consecutive pages of above is even. 1 and 2, consecutive yon. 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 is an odd number. Therefore, B is false. And for C, the sum of 3 consecutive pages of a book is always odd. 3. So, consecutive pages. So, 1 plus 2 plus 3. That is equal to 6. And 6 is an even number. So, again, false na din yung letter C. Di ba may option E doon, diba, na pwede dun sa let. But let us see kung totoo yung, this is a theorem. So, the sum of 5 consecutive numbers is always divisible by 5. This is correct. If you try 5 consecutive numbers, laging 5 yung, laging divisible by 5 yun. Okay, so in this question, the answer is letter D. So the sum of 5 consecutive numbers is always divisible by 5. This is always true. So just get the counterexample lang, mag-try lang kayo. Then, kapag meron dong isang false lang, di not always true yun, di ba? Okay. Which of these numbers is not divisible by 15? Okay, challenge you not to use calculator ha. Mag-trial and error. Let us apply the divisibility rule of 5 and 3. Kasi 15 yan, di ba? So it should satisfy both the rule of 3 and 5. Okay, these are the choices. You have A, 312,690. B, 341,460. C, 416,305. And D, 603,465. Okay. Wow, very good. Gagaling ah. Okay, the answer is letter C. So, pwede kayo mag-pair ng number, di ba? 9 plus 6, 15. 15 and this one, 3 plus 1, 4, 5, 6 to 21. Divisible by 3. Okay, wait, before that. Diba 15, diba, divisible by 5. So, all of the options naman ay divisible by 5. So, there's no need na to test for that kasi it ends with 0, ends in 0, and then ends in 5. Okay. So, divisibility rule na lang ng 3 ang need natin is satisfy. So, since the sum of the digits here is 21 and 21 is divisible by 3, therefore, A is not the correct answer. And 4, you can pair this. 4 plus 6 is 10. Then 3 plus 4 plus 1 is 8. The 18. 18 is also divisible by 3. And you have 10 here, 11, and this 8, 9, 19. So therefore, this is not divisible by 15. Okay? O kasi pag itatry nyo siya lahat, medyo mahirap, no? Kasi magkakalkyo pa kayo. And haalala ko dati yung nag-lalat ako. Mayroong calculator na may tunog. Pindot-pindot, nakaka-distract. Pero pinatigil naman ng proctor kasi may yung, di ba, mayroong calculator na may sound. So habang nag-compute siya, tumutunog yung calculator. Yung usual na calculator lang, di ba, may ganun. Okay, wala, share ko lang. Okay. This is the solution. Okay, what number should replace K to make the number, this one, 3,000, 3,005,000, and Okay, 224 divisible by 36. Okay, A is 0, B is 2, C 3, D 4. Okay, let's see your answers. Okay, galing D. Letter D. Okay po, kasi you have 36, diba? So, 6 times ba 6? 36 should be divisible by 6. And in 6 should satisfy both the divisibility rule of 2 and 3. Since even number yung end nitong number na to, but again, divisibility rule of 3 again ang need nating i-test. So we need to add all the digits. So you have 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 10 is, 3 plus, wait lang, 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 2 is 10, then plus 4, you have 14. So ano yung pinakamalapit na number sa 14 na divisible by by 3? And wala naman ditong 1. So ano yung next? 18, 'di ba? And 14 plus 4 is 18. So therefore, the value of k should be equal to 4, and that is letter D. Okay, next. How many prime numbers are there between 20 and 50? A 8, B 7, C 6, D 5. Ay, ang bilis ah. Mm-hmm. Is that your final answer? Okay, sige. Try nyo lang ulit. Or between 20 and 50. Okay? Let us see what's the answer. Oh, wait, may nagsagot pa. Tingnan natin. Okay. Okay, the correct answer is letter B. What are those numbers? What are those prime numbers? Okay, 23, 27, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47. So, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pwede nyo rin gamitin yung kanina, yung sabay, yung, iba yung 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. Ay, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. Ano, yun. 'Di ba? We have 1 to 10. 'Di ba? 4 yun. Pero since mag-start tayo sa 20, 1 to 10, 21 to, 21 to, ano nga to? 11 to 20. So, mag-start tayo dun sa dito, no? So, you have 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. So, you have 3, 23, 27, 2, start tayo sa 2. Then, another 2 sa 31 and 37. And 3, wait lang ha, nag-alarm na yung cellphone ko. Ayan, so 'di ba 4, 4, 2, 2, 3. Ano? 2 plus 2 plus 3. So, you have 7. So, kahit di nyo i-determine kung, kasi ang sabi lang naman, how many prime numbers, diba? So, just determine kung ilan dun. So, we can use that technique kung if you want to, para mas mabilis, diba, mag-add. So, all in all, we have 7 prime numbers between 20 and 50. Okay, 7. Which of the following numbers is not composite, meaning prime? A, 169, B, 121, C, 103, and D, 57. Okay, we have one answer. How about the others? Okay. Okay, let's wait for the answers of the other participants. Most of you answered D, 57. Let us see. Okay, clearly 169 and 121 are are composite, no? They're composite. Because 169 is just a square of 13, diba? 13 squared. And for 11, it's just 11 squared. So aside from 1 and 121, 1 and 169, there's still other factors kasi nga perfect square sila. So yun kailangan nyo ding medyo memorize yun yung mga perfect squares kahit hanggang 20 man lang. So para mas mabilis. So can exclude na option A and option B. So meron lang tayong C and D. You can also apply here the divisibility rule. Diba? So, it's not divisible by 2. 103 and 57 are not both divisible by 2, diba? And for divisibility rule of 3, 1 plus 3, not divisible again. 5 plus 7, 12. And 12 is divisible by 3, meaning 57 is what? Is not, is what? Is a composite number, diba? Kasi pwede siya i-divide by 3 composite siya. May other factor pa siya about 1 aside from 1 and 57. So what's the correct answer? Correct answer is letter C. Tama si Mr. Suarez, Jervin. Okay. So we can apply also there the divisibility rule stop to easily identify kung composite ba yun or prime numbers. So the answer here is 103, letter C. Next, how many hectares are there in a rectangular field measuring 750 meters wide and 800 meters long? These are the choices: A, 26, B, 40, C, 50, D, 60. Okay, we have one answer. Okay, again, Mr. Suarez. Okay, let us wait for the answers of the other participants. Okay, the answer is Letter D. Okay? Don't forget to convert ha kasi this is in meters and hectares. Okay? Now that one hectare is equal to 10,000 square meters. So just multiply. So can easily identify the answer because of this, the result of this. So 750 meters times 800 is 600,000 meters or square meters. So divided by 10,000 square meters. So you have 60 hectares. May square to. Square, square. Okay, the answer is letter D. Okay, next. How many prime factors does the number 945 have? Okay, A5, B6, C7, and D8. Okay, answers? Okay. Hmm. Okay, so all you have to do here is to do the prime factorization, no? To get the number of prime factors. Okay, you can first divide with 5 and then continue na. Okay, for this item, you have the prime factorization of 945. So you have 3 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. So all in all, we have 3 prime factors. So no, counted din as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. But we have 3 threes and 1, 5, and 7. So therefore, we have 945 of 5 prime factors. Okay. Oh, nakakasagot naman kayo. So I think okay na. Okay, next. A certain machine is composed of 3 LED light blink and varied intervals. The red light blinks every 8 seconds, the blue light blinks every 12 seconds, and the yellow light blinks every 18 seconds. Of all lights blink together at exactly 3 p.m., how many times will they blink again all together until 3:30 p.m.? These are the choices: A, 23, B, 24, C, 25, and D, 26. Wait, parang may naka-on ang microphone. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's wait for answers. Oh, wala pa nakakuha. What time is it? Okay, I'll give you a clue how to answer this. Diba? Every 8 seconds. By 8, 8, 8, 8, diba? Then for 12 seconds, we have 12, 12, 12 every 12 seconds. And for 18. So for in this type of question, all you have to do is to get the least common multiple or the LCM. Then, of course, consider the given units of time, the seconds, and from 3 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. So how many minutes? 30 minutes. So yun, that's the process. Get the LCM first. Then divide by the number of seconds. Okay, let us have the answer. Okay, may nagsagot na. Okay. LCM is 3. 3. LCM is 3. Okay, wait. Let us have the computation. Okay. So first, get the LCM of 8, 12, and 18. Let us have the prime factorization. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. 12 is just 4 times 3. So that is 2 times 2 times 3. And for 18, that is 6 times 3. So 2 times 3 times 3. Then get the LCM. So just need to multiply this 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. You have 8 times 9, which is 72. So this is the LCM. And we know that we know that there are how many seconds in 30 minutes kasi from 3 o'clock to 3:30. So there are 30 minutes kasi in terms of seconds to, 'di ba? So we need to convert first to seconds. O ilan seconds 'yun, ang interval from 3 to 3:30. 1,800 seconds. Then ilan daw, ano yung LCM? 72. So 1,800 divided by 72, the answer is 25. Correct. Okay. That is how you approach this type of problem. So yung mga ganyan, mga blink together, come together, yan. Tapos yung mga every blank, mga every na mga time. Okay. Next question. Which number has more than 4 factors? A, 93, B, 95, C, 97, D, 99. More than 4 ha? More than 4. Okay. The correct answer is, okay, yeah, right. Letter D. Let us first list all the factors. Okay, wait lang, may nagsagot pa. Okay. Okay. For 93, we only have 4 factors. 1, 3, 31, and 93. And for 95, we have 1, 5, 90, 95. For 97, since 97 is a prime number, the only factors of 97 are 1 and 97. And for 99, we have 1, 3, 9, 11, 33, 99. Okay, for A, we know that this is divisible by 3. But aside from that, wala tayong masyadong ma-identify agad, 'di ba? We're just looking at the number. And for letter B, we know that this is divisible by 5. since it ends with 5, no? 5 the number. For 97, we can exclude na sa option since it is a prime number nga. And for 99, we know that this is divisible by 3. And since naulit yan, diba, 99, of course, this is divisible by 11. Kaya, dito pala, ma-identify nyo na agad na letter D has more than 4 factors kasi divisible by 3 and divisible by 11. So, agad. Meron agad sila. More than 4 factors. Okay, that's why the answer here is letter D. Okay, you have to consider lahat the choices ha before kayo mag-come up with your answer. Make sure na-check nyo na lahat ng options. Especially kapag ang pagbabasehan nyo ay lahat ng choices. Okay, next problem. After receiving a 20% discount, Bruce paid 520 pesos for an item. The question is, what is the regular price of the item or the original price of the item? A, 650 pesos. B, 600 pesos. C, 580 pesos. And D, 550 pesos. Okay. Already have one answer. Okay. How about the others? Okay. The answer is okay, letter A. Okay, to solve this problem, since you're asked to solve for the regular price and given the discount, all you have to do is to divide thus the discounted price by the 1 minus the percent, 1 minus the discount rate. So that is 80%. So they divide nyo lang 520 by 80% or by 0.8. That will be the answer. Yun lang yun. Basta pag regular price or original price of the item. So kahit di kayo mag-trial and error dyan, you can just divide by 80% or 1 minus the given discount rate. And the discounted price, and di-divide nyo lang sila. And that is the answer, 650. Okay, next. A laptop that originally cost 30,000 pesos is now sold at 24,000. What is the percentage decrease in the price of the laptop? A, 10%. B, 20%. C, 30%. D, 40%. Okay, one answer na. Okay. It's the answer. 20%. Letter B. Okay, percentage decrease. So, first thing you need to do is to subtract the original price and then the discounted price, no? So that is, wait, 30,000 minus 24,000, that is 6,000, divided by the original price, 30,000. So 6,000 divided by 30,000 is 20%, or 0.20 or 20%. What's the answer? In line na subtract, then divide sa original. Sa original value kayo magdi-divide kasi percentage decrease. So based dun sa original price yun. Okay? Next. At what rate of interest should King's 100,000 pesos be invested so that it will earn 20,000 pesos in 2 years? A, 5%, B, 10%, C, 15%, D, 20%. We will use the formula, the interest is equal to principal amount times rate times time. And you need to solve for the rate. Okay. 2 answers. Okay. Let us have the solution. Wait, may nagsagot pa. Let me check. Okay, letter B. We'll just apply the formula, no? Yung derive lang. So, R is equal to the interest, the 20,000 divided by the product of the principal amount, which is 100,000, and then the time, which is 2 years. So, 20,000 divided by 200,000 is 10. That is 10 per 0.1 or 0.10 or 10%. Next question. By Marga, cashier of New One department store, is given 15% discount on cash purchase. How much will her discount be if she buys 2 blouses at 210 pesos each and 1 pair of shoes costing 750 pesos? A, 144 pesos, B, 175, 175 pesos and 50 centavos, C, 185 pesos, and D, 195 pesos and 50 centavos. Ooh, bilis ah. Okay, let us wait for the answer of the other. We have now 2 answers. Magkaiba. Wait lang po, na-disconnect ako. I don't know why. Wait, let me share my screen again. Okay. Okay, for the, okay, well, let me see your answers again. Ay, wait, nawawala na nga pala yun, no? Pag na-disconnect. Okay, anyway, let's have this, the solution. So don't forget to consider this, two blouses. So you have to multiply by 2. So 210 times 2, 420, 750. Just add, then multiply by 15% or 0.15. And the answer will be 175 pesos and 50 centavos. It will be the answer, which is letter B. Next, okay, we're running out of time na. Okay, the product of two whole numbers is 64 and their ratio, wait lang ha, nakaharang uli yung sa Zoom, okay? The product of two whole numbers is 64 and their ratio is 1:4. Which of the following is the larger number? So, A4, B8, C16, D32. Okay, ang dali lang tingnan, di ba? Okay, 16. Okay, just looking at the um, given options, di ba? Di ba, number that simplified, the answer is 1/4 or 1:4. So, clearly, hindi na 4 yung answer since larger number nga. And for 8 naman, di ba, 8 times 8 is 64. So, this is not also the answer. And for 32 naman, di ba, 32 times 2 is 64. And the ratio of 2 is to 32 is not 1:4. Therefore, the answer is 16. Or you can have the algebra here. Pwede kayo mag-compute using this. If you cannot solve that using that way. So since their product is 64, let x be the first number and 64 over x be the second number. And equate that to the ratio which is 1:4. Then the product of the extremes and then the mean, so 64 over x, then times 1, 64 over x, and the 4x is 2, 1. Okay, the 4 times x, lagyan lang natin ng denominator para mas madaling mag-cross. So you have 4x times x is 4x squared equals 64. You divide both sides by 4, you have x squared is equal to 16, get the square root of 16, which is 4. So since we need to know the larger number, so multiply natin by 4 yung value ng x. So you have 4 times 4 is 16. So that is the answer. Letter C. Next question. If 40% of x is 40, what is 50% of x? A 30, B 40, C 50, D 60. Okay. Kahit walang computation yan, dali lang. Yes, the correct answer is letter C. So, since this equal, 40% and 40, automatic the value of x is 100. And what is half of 100 or 50% of 100? So, 50. Yun lang yan. Mga ganyan lang yung question sa mga basic lang. Okay, but if hindi ganito, if hindi 100 or can not easily identify the value of x, you can do this step by step. So first, get the value of x by solving this. So 40% of x is 40, so therefore x is equal to 100. And after getting that value, this for the 50% of the obtained value of x. So in this case, we have 50% of 100 is 50. So C is equal to, C is the answer, which is 50. Next, the ages of 3 siblings can be expressed in 3:5:7. If the sum of their ages is 105, how old is the eldest among the 3? A 21, B 35, C 42, and D 49. Okay. Sagot na agad. Bilis Okay, what is the answer? Let's have the solution. Wait lang. Okay, so you can just add this since their sum is of the sum of their ages is 105. You can just equate this to 105, no? Then just get the sum of 3, 5, and 7, which is 15. So divide by 105. So 105 divided by 15, or by the sum of the ratio here, you have 3 plus 5 and plus 7 is 15. So 105 divided by 15 is 7. And since the value of x is 7, so we're looking for the age of the eldest among the three. So, which value is that? Yung may 7. Ano? So, 7 times x is 7. So, you have 49. So, pero anong sagot ninyo? YB, 35. The eldest, diba? So, yung middle. So, you have 49. The answer is 49. So, bakit 3? Bakit B yung sagot nyo? Most of you ay 3. Ha? Oh, let us check. 21 plus 35 plus 49. Yeah, 105. Oh, the eldest among them is, the age of the eldest is 49. Take note of the word there, yung eldest ha. So, automatic yun yung 7. Yung 7 times the value of x. Ganun lang naman yun eh. Pag sum lang, so just add lang these numbers, then divide by the sum. O, yun na yung x. Then, don't forget to multiply kung saang number yun. O, since eldest to, 7. Sa 7 tayo mag-multiply. If youngest, ay di sa 3. Pag sa middle naman, ay di sa 5. So, the answer is 35. Pag naman sa youngest, ay di 21. Ano? Okay. Or the answer is letter D. 49. Okay. A typist can finish 8 pages in 12 minutes. How long will it take him to finish 20 pages? A, 20 minutes, B, 25 minutes, C, 30 minutes, and D, 35 minutes. Okay, apply the ratio in proportion. Okay, your answer is letter C. Letter C. I just need to have the proportion here. Okay. So, ganito lang yun Mumultiply niya lang dyan. This one. The 12 times 20. Yung magkaiba ng yung the missing and the other part of the other ratio. So, ganun lang yung technique dun. 20 times 12. And then divide nyo dun sa other part, the 8 pages. So, you have here, kasi without doing this pwedeng ganun na lang, no? 20 times 12, then divide by this, since of course yung missing part is yung time. So, yun naman yung kapartner ng 8 pages. So, 12 times 50, 12 times 20 divided by 8, the answer is 30 minutes. Yes, correct. Letter C. Next. A rope 20 meters long is cut into 3 pieces in the ratio 2:3:5. How long is the shortest piece of rope in decimeters? A2, B4, C20, D40. Take note meters ang given, decimeters. Oh, meron tayo agad isang answer. Take note of the conversion, ha? Meters and decimeters to. Okay. Shortest piece. So after getting the value of x, we need to multiply pa by 2. Okay, let us see the solution. Okay. You know that 20 meters is equal to 200 decimeters. O, magkatabi sila sa kay King Henry. And after that, after converting the 20 meters, decimeters, can just divide that by the sum of these numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 5 is 10. So 20. And don't forget to multiply by 2 since nasa ratio siya ng 2 is 2, 3 is to 5. Oh, correct. The answer is letter D. Very good. Okay, next problem. Oh, without it. 20. Practice test item number 22. The interior angles of a triangle are in the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 4. How long is the shortest side? Choices: A, 80 degrees, B, 60 degrees, C, 40 degrees, and D, 20 degrees. Wait lang, parang there's something wrong with the question. Wait lang. Yes. Yes. How long, parang medyo nagkaroon din ng ano. Oh, what is the measure of the smallest angle? No, smallest angle, no, instead of the shorter side. Okay. So what is your answer? Angle ang missing, ha? Okay, 40 degrees. What is the measure of the smallest angle? What is your answer? The answer. You have C. Let us see. Solve the solution. Okay, we know that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So just divide 180 degrees by the sum of 2, 3, and 4, which is 9. So you have 180 degrees divided by 20 degrees is 180 divided by 9 is 20 degrees. So 2 times 20 degrees is 40 degrees. So the answer is letter C, correct. Let me just change this. How? Okay, what is the ratio to this? What is the measure of the smallest angle? Okay, let us proceed to the next question. Okay, which of these has the greatest weight? Okay, A, 40 grams of pork. B, 33 pounds of rice. C, 20 kilograms of cotton. And last, 124 ounces of metal. Greatest weight. Okay, now one answer from Miss Limbo. Okay. B with a question mark. Okay, don't be deceived by the items being way, ha. Focus on the unit of measure and the number, the denominate. Okay, what are your answers? Some of you answered B, C, then B. Okay. So technique here is to convert all of this into 1 unit lang. Kailangan, in terms of 1 unit lang lahat. So, ang pinakamadali dito is the kilograms. Kilograms. Okay, let us have the solution. Okay, we know what 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams, and 1 kilogram is also equal to 35.27 ounces and 2.2 pounds. So 40 grams is equal to 0.04 kilograms. So, i-move lang natin ng 3 decimal places to the left. And since 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds, so you have just 33 times 0.2, you have 15. And for 20 kilograms naman, it's just in kilograms na, so no need to convert. In 124 ounces, 1 kilogram is 35.27. So 124 is equal to 3.52 kilograms. Oh, now, convert, ano nangyari? O, alin lang pinakamalaki? Yung letter C pa rin. Ano? Yung cotton. Although, pag titingnan lang natin yung item. Pero yung sa amount niya, kilograms and 20 kilograms. So, the answer is letter C. Next question. A 20-meter ribbon is to be cut into pieces with length 5 centimeters. How many pieces can be made? How many pieces can be made? A 100, B 200, C 300, D 400. Okay, what's your answer? Letter D. Oh, let us see. Okay. Convert first meter to centimeters. No, kasi we need to divide or we need to cut the ribbon in centimeters. So 1 meter or 20 meters is equal to 2,000 centimeters. So 2,000 divided by 5 is 400. So the answer is letter D. Oops, letter D, 400. Letter D yun, hindi ko na bago yung ano. Okay, next. When 200 ml or milliliter of juice concentrate is mixed with 1 liter of water, it serves 6 people. How many people can be served if 2.4 liters of juice concentrate is mixed with a proportional amount of water? A 72, B 60, C 48, and D 36. Okay, last 5 items na lang. Okay, what time is it? So we still have 15 minutes. Okay, we have now an answer. Okay, letter C. How about the others? Okay, first you need to know the proportional amount of water first for a 2.4 liters of juice concentrate. And after that, you can solve for the number of people. But take note also of the unit of measure. So 200 ml is in ml, while the other unit of measure is in liters. So first convert muna. Okay, we only have one answer. How about the others? Okay, think. Sagutan na natin siya. Okay, for the solution, first thing we need to do is to convert 200 ml to liters. So that is 200 ml is equal to 0.2 liters. Next, we get the proportional amount of water can be mixed with 2.4 liter juice concentrate. So by using the proportion. So you have 0.2x times 2.4. You have 2.4 divided by 0.2 to 12. 12 liters is the proportional amount of water. And next, get again the ratio. Oh, don't forget to add the amount of water and the juice concentrate. So for the given, we have 200 ml and 1 liter, so that is 1.2. And it serves 6 people, so 1.2 over 6 equals, add natin yung 2.4 and then yung 12. So that is 14.4. So for the value of x, that is the number of people that can be served if there are 2.4 liter of juice concentrate and the 12 liter proportional amount of water. So solving, so you have 1.2 x equals 86.4 divide by 1.2 divide 86.4 by 1.2. Wait lang, wala pala akong laser pointer. Okay, 86.4 divided by 1.2 is 72. So the answer is 72. Okay, next question. Gwen needs 3/4 hour to dress and prepare for her online class and 4/5 hour to get to a location with signal. If her class begins at 7:45 a.m., what is the latest time she can get out of bed to avoid being late for class? These are the options, choices: A 6 a.m., B 6:12 a.m., C 6:15 a.m., and last 6:22 a.m. Okay, any answer? Oh, wait lang, since magte-12 na. Okay, so anyway, I've also provided practice test no for you to practice um answering different types of problems. For now, let us solve this. Okay, baka gutom na rin kayo. So you have here 3/4 hour. So the first thing you need to do to convert this 3/4 hour to um minutes, ano, or an hour. Wait. Okay, come up, please. Okay, so 3/4 hour, but 1 hour, there's how many minutes are there? So 60. So that is 45 minutes, and for 5 hour we have 48 minutes. So just add 45 plus 48 is 93 minutes. So ito yung time niya to prepare. So 1 hour and 33 minutes. So that is 1. Subtract lang natin from 745. 7 minus 1 is 6. 45 minus 33 is 12. So the answer here is 6:12 a.m. No, so this is the latest time Gwen can get out of bed to avoid being late. 6:12 a.m. Next, how many centimeters of fencing material is needed to enclose a 10 meters by 15 meters rectangular garden? Here are the options. A, 1,500 centimeters. B, 2,500 centimeters. C, 3,000 centimeters. And D, 5,000 centimeters. Okay, we have one answer from Mr. Alano. Okay, how about the others? Asan na yung iba kanina na sumasagot? Okay, from Mr. Suarez, letter B. Okay, again, different yung units sa centimeters ang question, but the given is in meters. Oh, two different answer, A and B. Let us have the solution. Wait. Okay, we know that needed to enclose. So perimeter, we will solve for the perimeter. And since it's a rectangular garden, the formula for finding the perimeter of that is the 2L plus 2W, or twice the length plus twice the width. So given the width, we have 10 meters by 15 meters. So you have 20 plus 30, that is 50 meters. Then don't forget now that we need to convert this answer to centimeters. So 50 meters is equal to 5,000 centimeters. What's the answer? Letter D, 5,000 centimeters. Now don't forget to convert. Okay, next. What is the circumference of the largest circle that can be cut from a square that has a perimeter of 28 centimeters? Okay. Use 3 pi as 3.4. Pi equals 3.14. Or these are the options. A is equal to 21.98 centimeters. B, 43.96 centimeters. C, 50.24 centimeters. And last, 56.52 centimeters. Okay, the best way to solve that is to illustrate the problem. No? Mag-drawing muna kayo. Then from that, madedetermine niya kung paano siya isosolve. Okay, any answer? Okay, let me answer this question. First, I may next got wait. Let us see. The answer, letter A. Okay, let us have the solution. Oh, another answer pa. Oh, letter B. Okay. So, it could be cut. So, meaning, the circle inscribed in the square. So, from that, diba, the perimeter of a square is just 4S. Ano? So, the length of each side of the square is 7 centimeters because 28 divided by 4 is 7. So, you have 7 times 7, 7. And see here that 7 is the diameter of the circle, diba? The length of the side of the square. So, can use this formula to solve for the circumference. So, you have 3.14 times 7, 21.98 centimeters. So, that is how you solve this types of problem. O, illustrate nyo for you to visualize na the equation. Okay. Next, the legs, the legs of one right triangle are 9 and 12, while those of another right triangle are 12 and 16. How much longer is the perimeter of the larger triangle than the perimeter of the smaller triangle? And these are the choices. A, 7, B, 12, C, 14, D, 84. Okay, wait lang. Time. So you have, okay, to answer this problem, okay, need to solve first for the length of the other side of the right triangle. Since we need to solve for the perimeter, or we need to compare their perimeter, no? Okay, let us apply the Pythagorean theorem to solve for the missing lengths. Okay, for the first triangle, we have 12 squared plus 9 squared equals 15. So get the perimeter, 9 plus 12 plus 15, you have 36. And for the second triangle, get the missing length, or the side, or the length of the missing side. So you have 16 squared plus 12 squared. Simplify this, you will get 20. Just add 12 plus 16 plus 20, that is 48. Then just subtract the two perimeters. So 48 minus 36 is 12. So the answer is letter B. Okay. Okay, last question. Down to the last question. Helen's aquarium is 26 inches by 24 inches by 96 inches in size. She intends to fill it with water first before purchasing fish. Given 231 cubic inches per gallon, how many gallons of water, rounded to the nearest gallon, will fill the aquarium? Okay, you have 230 gallons, B, 240 gallons, C, 250 gallons, and D, 260 gallons. Okay, try to answer this question. Okay, all you need to do here is to multiply 26 by 20, 26, 24, and 96. Then, next, convert it to gallon kasi we need gallons, no? And so, you need to divide the product by 231. So, that will be the process. So 26 times 24 times 96. That is the volume for this solid. And divide by 231. Okay, let us see the solution. Okay, the volume is length times width times height. Yeah, okay. Someone answer the question. Okay, D, or yes, correct answer is letter D. So first, multiply 26 times 24 times 96. So that is 59,904 cubic inches. And since we have here the given 231 cubic inches per gallon, so don't forget to divide by 231. So the answer is 259.32, which is approximately 260 gallons. So therefore, the answer is letter D, 260 gallons. Okay, and that is the end of our first for morning session. Okay, sakto lang po ako sa time, 12 p.m. And thank you for your participation, especially dun sa nag-participate through chat. It.
Hello po, ma'am.
Yes po.
Good morning po.
Yes, good morning.
Ma'am, magpo-photo opportunity po muna tayo
Okay, sige,
together
sige.
with the participants po.
Okay.
To all the participants, students, please, may I request to open your cameras for the photo opportunity.
Parang ini-enjoy ng iba yung health break, no? I'm expecting
I'm waiting for the others. We only have
participant.
Liza, Isha, Aris. Kindly turn on your camera. Saglit lang. Oh, wow, nagagala si Isha. Oh. Okay, ready. Sige, wala sa mga open. Kailangan lang po para sa documentation. Ready, 1, 2, 3. And si Jervin. 1, 2, 3. Okay na po.
Okay, so our
Po,
next
ma'am.
session.
Okay.
Okay.